Yeah, we're here. We're gonna do a bit of a Q&A on some social media for you guys. I mean, got the full team here, and so would love to answer any questions that you guys kind of have about social media, whether it's starting. Before we get started, if everybody on the call right now, if you could just drop in the chat a one, if you're currently creating content on social media, any social media platform, or you're trying to build a brand, just drop a one in the chat so we can get a good idea of who on the call is creating content, and drop a two in the chat if you're not creating content but you'd like to learn how. You'd love to like get started, and you're a complete beginner, you haven't posted anything yet. Awesome. So we got a few twos in the chat. Love to see it. Cool, guys. So I'm just gonna let just a few more people join in, and then we'll get things started. But yeah, it's Thursday. How was that Caitlin O'Toole call last night? I mean, she was phenomenal, wasn't she? Yeah, no, that was a great call. I love Caitlin. She's phenomenal. So super thankful that she was able to come on and talk with everybody. James might be a little in and out of this call. He's in the middle of Miami right now doing some filming. So
I'll tell you what, that's a power couple right there. You got Peter and Caitlin. Like that's a power couple right there.
Hey, school of mentors power couple. I love it.
Come on.
So awesome. Well, we can go ahead and get things started. Like I said, James might be kind of in and out of the call because he's having to do some filming. But nonetheless, if you guys just want to raise your hand, feel free to I won't don't necessarily need to send me the question this time. But if you just raise your hand, that lets me know that you have a question you'd like to come up and speak. If you just want to speak or whatever, make sure you do send me a note so I know that it's not, hey, you're not in line for a question. You just want to kind of contribute to what's happening. So I'll just go get things kind of started with Ava. Bring her up to the stage. See, she's got a question raised. So.
Okay. Hi. I'm teaching a class in 25 minutes. So I'm in here. I'm so happy to be here. So I have some interesting dynamics. So in the past, I had a Facebook page that I was very active with. Every day, I built up to 20,000 followers without doing tons of ads. I did ads for retargeting, really just to like bring people from my page to buy stuff, and then a little bit of other stuff. But so it was great. But then Instagram came around, and I just never really got into it. So I have a personal profile there. But part of my challenge is I can see very clearly that accounts which are very focused on a particular niche or goal, they do well because you can go to that page and say, oh, I want to learn about this. I'll learn about this here. I'll follow. I'll pay attention. And I'm not that person who's interested in one thing. And I also don't want to make an entire account about being multi-passionate. But I've created workshops and courses about dozens of topics, and what I do in my main bread and butter business is build websites, but I don't think most people go to Instagram to build a website on Martha's Vineyard. You know what I mean? Like my local clients are my bread and butter, but I'm coming back to building the digital side of my business. So that just kept me trying to figure, like, where do I go from there? I also really like privacy, so I don't want to just be constantly showing selfies of my loved ones who don't want to be all over the place. And I'm also not really like, I love connecting with people, but I don't love the navel gazing side of social too. How sometimes it's like, oh, look at me at my thing that I'm doing. And so I want to produce content that has value, and I want to do it on a lot of topics. And I just don't know how that can possibly work on social in a successful way. So what are your thoughts on this?
I'll answer one part of this, and then I'll let you guys kind of take off from me. So first of all, just like on the personal and like in the business side of things, like I think it's completely fine to split your IG into like maybe you have a personal IG, which is private and that's just like for friends and family. And you can kind of show off the loved ones to like just the people that you genuinely just know, like, and trust. And then if you want to just have like a sole business account where like that's where like you post like the reels and like more stuff about like actual like business, like the brand you're actually trying to build in public, I would just do two separate accounts on that.
And just because I think you brought up some like really good points. So number one, you brought up how you don't want to necessarily just create content about one thing, which I think is a really good point, because if you look at a lot of the really successful personal brand content creators, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, people like that have consistently been in the space for years on years. We know a lot of the people that do their content and run those agencies. They're very big on being adamant about not locking their client down and making content about just real estate, right? That's why Grant Cardone will make content about dating advice for his two young daughters. That's why he'll make content about, this time he was traveling to, the Mediterranean Isles and saw Jeff Bezos, the Saudi prince, and all these different people in the water with him. So I think it's a really good idea. So like take us, for example, right? Like Hard Knocks. If we all of a sudden just decided to stop doing interviews and just start making talking head videos, the content just would not hit the same. It wouldn't make sense because that's what the brand and the business, like I said, that's what that account is specifically known for. However, when we're talking about like a personal brand, I don't think it's a smart idea to be locked into just making content about one thing. That's why, like, for example, we have a content agency. We work with a lot of top entrepreneurs, and what we kind of do with them is go over like the brand guidelines, go over kind of the core pillars that person wants to make content about. So if you are the industry that you're in, if you are passionate about a subset of different things, and then maybe 10 to 20% of that is you selling, like you mentioned you have courses, you have some coaching, that sort of thing, then you can kind of like creatively integrate that in there. But I think that it's definitely smart to not get stuck in just one niche and make content about like a bunch of different things. And I think kind of what Josh was saying is it's like if you have kind of like a business channel and a personal brand, I would definitely make those two completely separate things. Because like Hard Knocks, that's always going to have to be the brand of us, interviewing really successful entrepreneurs and people that built, significant amounts of wealth. That's Hard Knocks. And then if we want to go a completely different route, we would have to kind of branch off and start something else, start a different channel, and that's just what we would have to do.
Okay.
Ava, what is your goal? Like, what is your goal with creating the content? Is it to help you get more clients, or is it like what is exactly what's your end goal for the creating content?
It is more clients. It's just I had a really successful business all about raw foods coaching, and I still eat raw foods. I eat a lot of raw foods, but it's boring now. It's not interesting to just talk about that. And so I realize now that a big part of that has been about habits and mindset. And so maybe it's perfectly reasonable for me to build a personal brand and to just, and maybe even if that's the case, if it's a personal brand, maybe in that specific situation, it's perfectly fine. I don't actually want to share tons of personal family photos. So I don't really care about having a personal account that's separate where I do that, because I won't do that anyways. I'll do it here and there like I have been. That'll be enough. But yeah, I'm growing some school communities. I really love school. I really love community. I miss when I could enjoy doing Facebook groups, which I did for my raw food classes and programs. And I've had hundreds of people license out my stuff and then be part of my communities there. I stopped doing Facebook groups about 5 years ago. That's when the vibe changed for me, and I said I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm happy to have community again, and I want to build community in school, but I want to find people off of school to like get them off of Facebook and into school and kind of like help to funnel them into a different kind of funnel.
How are you funneling them right now?
So right now I have an email list that I started in 2009. So I'm using that sometimes in terms of bringing people over, but because it was always focused on raw food, some people are excited to come over, and some people are like, yeah, I don't know, is there like a dessert recipe somewhere in here? And you know what I'm saying? So I'm sort of in this phase where it's not late. It's never late. Today's a good day. Today's always a good day to be, it is what it is. But I probably could have been building a personal brand more consistently a long time ago. And I'd be looking at different things now. But so now I'm thinking, okay, well, today can be day one to be doing that. And so I guess I'm suddenly more open to it because I have a place for them to go other than Facebook. Now I
Yeah.
have a place where I'm excited about it. Now I'm like, okay, sure, I can use their tools to bring people away from their platforms.
Well, you know what they say is the best time to plant a tree was yesterday,
Yes.
and the next best time to plant a tree is today, right? So
Wait a
today is a great day to start, right? I mean, it sounds like you're interested in a couple topics, and just like we kind of said, like for our content agency, I would pick 4 to 5 of those just like core pillars that you would just like. This is who Ava is. These are the topics that I really want to make content around, and then what I would start to do is build a content strategy around those things. So where maybe 1 or 2 of those topics you really have an interest in, and those are things you kind of want to have be like the 80-20 of the content, and then you fill in those other 3 points as like kind of more filler personality or just like add-ons to the brand. But I would just start with those core pillars and then see what people gravitate towards too as well, because you like oftentimes I see that people like will start their personal brand and maybe they start with one thing, but they realize like the market just doesn't actually really want to hear this from me, or maybe I'm just not taking the right angle on this right now, but they're really like in this point number 2 or point number 3 that I'm making, and then it's like allows me to double down and continue to build that brand around those things that like are working.
Okay, well, this is very helpful. I have 60 minutes to prepare for a class, and I'm gonna have to jump off. But this is amazing, and I'm excited to make use of it. And
absolutely. Thank you. And Ava, if when you start like putting the content out on those platforms, especially Instagram or Facebook, we have a surprise bonus ManyChat workshop coming up in I think about 2 weeks, where we'll have like an expert come on and teach everybody how to use ManyChat for Instagram and Facebook. That's how we drive people from Instagram and Facebook to school. So if you I don't know if you're using ManyChat, but
I'm not. But I was just 2 days ago in a different group that I'm in that's about the marketing aspects of things. I was asking about ManyChat and getting ideas, and I was saying, I don't know why I got a good vibe on this one. I think this is gonna be it. If I go hard, I'm gonna use ManyChat. So that's freaking perfect. It's another God wink. It's amazing. Yeah. It's like all the little things coming together. Cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'll definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah.
Okay. Thanks for spoiling the surprise. It's not a spoiler thing when it's like it's not spoiling. It's like ooh, something to look forward to. It's cool. Yay.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Michael up to the stage.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I guess my main question is, so with your experience working with likely hundreds of these millionaires and billionaires, what would be an effective strategy for promoting physical products? Namely, we do custom dining sets, custom wood furniture, essentially. Currently we do Facebook, we're posting on there, we're showing videos and pictures of our work and customer testimonials. But my question is, how effective would YouTube be, perhaps, in promoting that? And then I guess a sister question to that is, because I'm considering starting a school community to help other woodworkers who are making at least $5,000 a month to scale that, to $10, $20, $30, $50,000 a month. So I guess my question is, with YouTube specifically, is that a good route, or am I not leveraging Facebook, our business page, enough?
So a couple things here. Number one, first thing, Josh or Jack, could you guys actually pull up the My Metal business card promo that we did? And once that's pulled up, one of you guys just go ahead and screen share and just kind of like show him that video. That's kind of an example of what we did off of one integration with this video. We got I think 1.4 million views on Instagram. And we drove this company $30,000 in sales off of just our discount code on one platform. I think this is a great example. We can kind of like break it down a little bit, but pretty much what we've noticed is the best with I think any form of selling like the actual product lines is integrating it to like the organic and authentic content that you're already creating, right? So we'll pull up this one, kind of break down and explain it. But for example, like if I'm doing an interview with somebody, it's some form of exchange where I'm showing the interviewee. Okay, here we go. Let's just watch this real quick.
You might not be able to hear the audio, so but we do have the captions, so you can kind of watch that.
In the military for how long? 42 years. What branch did you serve? The United States Army. What was, I guess, like the highest rate that you achieved? I'm a retired 4-star general. You're a 4-star general. Throughout your 42-year career in the military, what was the greatest lesson you learned? Well, I actually have 40 of them. Probably the last one, the one that's probably stuck with me the longest, was leave your jersey in a better place every day. I love that. It's about, we have the opportunity to wear the uniform of the greatest team ever assembled, so you need to leave that in a better place every day.
What has been the most amount of money that you've ever made a single year?
$189,000.
What has been the best financial advice you've ever received throughout your lifetime?
The rule of 72 works. Let your money work for you. Find a way to make passive income, but don't make it all about money. I got the opportunity, as I said, to wear the jersey of the greatest team ever assembled, and so I try to leave that jersey in a better place every day. And now some of those opportunities are being afforded me to make the money that I didn't make before, but I have a culture and a lifetime of service.
I actually got something for you, so I'm going to this is the My Metal business card right here.
Nice. I like this. This is fantastic. I happen to have one in my pocket too. So this is my retirement coin. So that's for you, brother.
And any networking advice for people out there? How important is networking?
It's absolutely critical. Networking is what makes the world go around. Find a way to make an impact on somebody quickly. That coin I just gave you did that, right? But this card does too, because it's got some structure and some sort of depth to it, right?
You can get your My Metal business card right now using code CardKnocks for 20% off. If you want to send out in the business world, get yours right now. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
I was actually in the
So like that to me, in my opinion, is my favorite form of organic marketing, because that to me, when it comes to like integrating like a promotion with a brand, and even if you're making content for that like specific channel, I'm always setting that content up as if it's a normal video, and you're keeping your audience thinking that it's that, but then you're kind of coming in with some form of like creative hook or marketing to sell that in a way that it's intentional, but it also doesn't deteriorate from the main type of content that you're posting. Now you have brought up like long form on YouTube. Typically the rule of thumb is most people will get 80% of their views and followers from long form, but most people will get 80% of views and followers from short form, but that only correlates to typically 20% of the business. Now, some people may only get 20% of the views and the engagement from long form, but that is 80% of the business a lot of the time, because it's a much stronger audience. Those people are way more bought into the content and thus way more willing to buy. So in the past, I would have said I would start on short form, build that up, and then follow the long form. But after just seeing now the privileges of growing on YouTube and in long form content, I definitely recommend just doing both. Now, obviously, short form is going to be the best funnel of traffic early on to grow that long form base, because YouTube's a long game. I mean, it is very, very hard to hit on YouTube. But you just have to be very consistent, and ultimately just be like out. And Josh, Jack, do you want to add something?
Yeah. So my question for you is like, I know you said you're interested in like starting on YouTube, right? Is this to teach others or just to showcase work? What's like the goal that you really want to do with the YouTube channel?
Well, primarily, obviously, to build, grow revenue, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess maybe this is a little brainstorming question too. Like maybe, because like James is saying, his product is kind of a product of the content that they create, right? It's the street interviews. So our content has no like sister content. So maybe our sister content is really like behind the scenes. Hey, this is how we build a table, just showing everything behind the scenes. And then it's kind of like, if you want to know more, I would almost rather shoot them to a school community where maybe it's like a free community where other people can learn. But I don't know if I want to promote that or if I want to promote our product. You see what I'm saying? Like I could have a community where then I have paid members, or I could push them to our product. But then that product is very localized, right? Anyone in the world could join a school community, but I can't ship a dining set to anywhere in the world.
Yeah. So Michael, here's my recommendation on that. If your goal is to funnel people for the school community, I would build it around a personal brand with the skill set, like build a page around the personal brand of the skill set, because that makes that person, whether it's you or somebody on your team that you want to be the influencer, kind of how like James is our influencer, you need to build someone into being an authority figure so that other people that want to learn that trade will have somebody that they can lead and they can go and learn from that skill from. It's like, oh, I can actually learn from that person. It's a lot harder to do that if it's just a company kind of teaching that, unless that company has insane like name recognition. For getting more customers, a couple of content ideas that I would try for that sister content is like for like building tables, like doing time lapse of like the before and after of like seeing a table get put together. That process, the amount of work and love that goes into it, will build a lot of trust with customers, especially people like, especially on TikTok, like those go crazy.
Yeah,
people,
like the ASMR style.
ASMR, like people just sit and watch those for hours because it's satisfying to them. They get to see the finished product. That's why like this is gonna sound crazy, but like lawn care is like taking off on like TikTok. Like the before and after of like this guy knocking on someone's door, he's like, hey, can I mow your lawn for free? I'll ask that I can video it, and then he does pretty much. You could watch him mow the entire lawn. You're like, why would someone spend time watching it? Because it's satisfying, it's relaxing, it's cool to see the finished product, the work that goes into it. You should do the same thing with your content. But if you're wanting to funnel people for the school, I would build it around an authority figure for the physical product. Give people more of that like satisfying, enjoying before and after type feel. It builds more trust with them.
Awesome. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Thank you. That's valuable feedback.
Absolutely. Did you have any other questions, or does that help?
Yeah. I don't think I just had my notes here, but that makes sense. And then, okay, so my final question would be Facebook versus YouTube for localized, like within 200 miles, right? How do we focus on one or the other? Or do you think Facebook is the way to go? Or, if you talk to these millionaires, they're at Gucci, they're all these stores. Have you got a sense of where they're hanging out? Is it more Facebook? Is it YouTube? What should we go for?
Everything. I would be on all 4 platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, and then you have some form of like a long form content as well. So you're doing shorts on YouTube, but then you're also doing some long form as well. And this is an interesting idea. It could be you putting a table together with somebody, and that's like the podcast right there. The podcast is literally you interviewing somebody, asking them questions, telling their story. You have a theme maybe for it, but you're selling the table together, and that in itself, you're marketing the table by putting it together during a podcast. So I think that's a route that you could take. But just to kind of add on to what they said, I think because the thought of just putting a table together, it needs to have some form of like virality factor there. So it's like if you can kind of integrate other people in the videos, or like you're like asking or offering to like go somebody one for free, you can kind of like get that on camera. Now, obviously you can't do that 7 days a week necessarily. You can't just give everybody a free table. But it's like if you can kind of incorporate that in a couple of videos, maybe it's once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that to really captivate the viewer of you connecting with that other person. I think that's an approach that I would definitely take. But all platforms, like we with ourselves, all of our clients are on every single platform.
Yeah, and just kind of like you said, just to reiterate that, a lot of these platforms as well, like let's say you make a long form video for YouTube, you can post that same long form video on Facebook as well. And just this is like not really well known, is it's 2 separate algorithms actually for long form versus short form on YouTube. So let's say you have a page, let's say the page of Michael. If you have reels and then you have a lot of people that follow you for your reels, that's one set of algorithm. And then if you have a long form video, which is called like an in-stream video, that has its own audience and demographics for it. So let's say you have a lot of success with your reels and the short form content, but like the longer form videos just start hitting. Don't give up on them, keep posting, because that video and that style of video is going to build up its own audience over time.
Excellent ideas. Definitely some things to chew on. And I've got a full-time guy, so it makes it nice when I can run the camera. I've got full professional setup for commercial photography and videography. So yeah, this is really great. Thank you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for coming on, Michael. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Risa up to the stage. Risa, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Alrighty, so I'll just say my goal first is to grow interactive followers outside of Japan who likes Japan, because in the end I want to create a survey system that I can use to say there's a Japanese restaurant A, and what do you think, guys? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you want to try it? Like that kind of stuff. And I want to use a survey to market into Japanese companies. That's why I've started this interview, Instagram, Facebook, blah blah blah, so on. And I've already done one-on-one with Jack, but I've got I'm a little stuck right now. So I've got 3 questions.
Risa, let me give them just some context on kind of what I told you on the one-on-one. Just kind of I know we went over a lot on the one-on-one, but I'll give them a brief rundown. So Josh James, for her, basically Risa's doing interviews in Japan, interviewing tourists about just their experience of travel in Japan. Similar street interview style to what we do at Hard Knocks, but the concept of the interviews has to do with just people's trips to Japan and what they're doing there. For that advice, I pretty much gave the rundown on kind of what we did when we got started doing the interviews and kind of her strategy. And then 2, for her actual collecting the data and the surveying, I told Risa she should consider starting a newsletter when she hits 10,000 followers on IG, so that she can collect the data for her service that way. And I gave her a little bit of advice on that, but I said let's get you to 10K first, so you have that kind of base, and then we'll worry about incorporating a one a week newsletter about Japan tourism and things like that. If for people that just love Japan and traveling to Japan, things like that. That's some context. So go ahead with your questions, Risa. So they're kind of keyed in.
Thank you so much for summarizing that. And by the way, sorry, it's like 6 a.m. in the morning, so my brain might not be working that well. So I really want to ask James, how do you come up with interesting questions all the time? Because I'm stuck.
I've done it over 1,000 times, and I think just some advice that I could give you is I always try to make that person feel as if they're the most important person in the world. That's why a lot of the times you see a really wholesome reaction or interaction between me and that other person, because I try and ask that. It's like if I ask somebody what was the most amount of money you made in a year, and they say 1.5 million, I'm like 1.5 million, right? I try and make that person feel amazing. You know what I mean? So because the more interested you are in that person, you are automatically, you're just naturally going to ask really more engaged questions. And so I think 2 things are really important here. Is number one, a lot of people see our interviews, they see the minute or a minute and a half that it gets cut down to, but a lot of the times it's coming from 10 to 20 or even 30-minute long interviews, literally on the street or in set up somewhere, whatever it may be. 95% of our content is just off the street. But I would just say you want to have a really good mix of those kind of set of broad questions that you ask. So for example, right, in our interviews, a lot of those broad questions could be, if somebody says I made 2 million a year, some of those broad ones that I'm going to ask is okay, as a multiple 7-figure entrepreneur, what's the best financial advice you receive, right? That's probably one of the most common, not the most common question asked, but a lot of the times it's you can still get really unique answers from different people because everybody has different perspectives on that type of question. Or how did you scale from a 6 to a 7-figure business? But then it's their answer to that question, which then is going to make it really specific. So if that person starts talking about, I was just really patient, I may at that point, if they bring up patience, then I'm going to dig deeper. Okay, so tell me what is the importance of understanding and mastering delayed gratification, right? So that way you're digging deeper. The thing is I'll always go into interviews with a set of broad questions, but because especially the majority of the people that I interview, I have no idea who that person is at first. I'm constantly having to come up with questions to make that a 10, 20, 30-minute long interview right off the spot. Obviously, the more advice, the more game, the more actionable, tactical stuff that they give you, you're going to be able to work with and ask better questions. But I never really go into most of the interviews that I do with a set, I'm going to ask these questions in this order because a lot of it kind of depends on the type of advice that you give. And then I always try to ask the best questions possible off of what they give me. So I think a lot of it's just studying kind of what works, doing it so long, kind of going back over, reflecting on like interviews that I do. I wish I would have asked this person this, and then kind of trying to go into like a different set at points as well. So a lot of it is just going to be like trial and error. And like I said, just over time, you're just naturally just going to come up with more in-depth questions that you ask people in different scenarios. And you kind of get certain like keywords that you hear, and it'll kind of have you pivot the conversation or question in a certain way.
Yeah, one of the things that I told Risa in the one-on-one is that like her goal right now should be experimenting with as many hook leading questions as possible. Maybe not like to start the interview, but like to start the video from the interview, so that you can get a good idea when you look back at the data, you can see like which interviews, like which hooks perform better, and then maybe you'll ask that question more in the future.
So that's my second-ish question. So I've been posting every day, 2 times a day, kind of varying a little bit with the time as well. But I've been doing that until today, and I've got 2 videos that went over 2,000 views. One's over 2,000 views, one's 4,000 views. But I'm analyzing it, but I don't see the questions. Like after I saw that these questions are what I saw, which is like, where are you from? And then the only thing that was like, the same was that I was questioning an Italian guy. And I'm just like, I'm trying to do the same question for everyone, but I don't see it grow as much. So how do you analyze other than just the questions?
You go for it.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I have your page pulled up. Like, do you want me to share? If you don't mind, do you want me to share?
I don't mind because you can see that I'm just trying and dying.
Yeah, so I followed the page, and so because after we had the one-on-one, I wanted to like kind of like keep tabs and see like how you're doing. And so I did have some like recommendations to make more so on like the angles of the shots and like just the way the videos start. One off the bat is if there were some videos where like you would be speaking and like in the video you weren't present on the screen, it was like solely on them to start the video. So like if like whenever somebody's like talking, unless it's like in the middle of the video, it's a quick break to see the person's like facial reaction to like what you said. Like I would always have it on that person. So let me try to find it. I'll just share my screen real quick so I can show Josh and James the page. Okay, so this is it. And then these are some of the videos. I did notice that I think one of your earlier videos with a guy from Germany did well. Let's see.
Oh yeah, if you keep going down on the right hand side. And then yeah, the second on the third line, should I say? Third line on the right. Yeah.
This one, right?
Can I ask you where you're from?
I'm from Germany.
Germany, wow. Is this your first time in
It's
Japan?
my first time here.
How is it so far?
Pretty amazing. We arrived in Kyoto, I think a week ago.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Osaka and just arrived in Tokyo last day.
Oh, how long was this trip?
Trip was to Shinkansen, I think 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Our trip 15 days.
Okay.
We have still 6 or 7 to stay.
Oh, and all gonna be in Tokyo?
Yeah, rest of the trip is Tokyo.
Nice.
Now, we're just hanging around and traveling a bit to waterfall goes to Shibuya. Consider the Tokyo Tower and also some arcade games. And we see it.
Nice. So, what brings you to Akihabara today?
Today, what we did today.
Oh, yes, why Akihabara? Yes, yes.
Play some arcade games, went to some
arcade
gacha halls,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much all.
Can I ask you where you're from?
I'm from Germany.
Germany.
Okay, I got a few things just off the rip. Okay, so kind of like James said, the videos that we film are from 10, 20, 30 minutes long. And if you were to see James edit or watch us edit a video, you will see how absolutely brutal we are with not leaving any dead space or fluff in there. So let's say, for example, like you asked kind of like a question twice, and then he kind of like stumbled, kind of like asked you it again. And like sometimes that is good to leave in there if it's like engaging. But like if it's like fluff and it doesn't directly give the viewer what they want, just cut it out. And then another thing as well is like all those like small moments where like you're interacting with him, or like maybe he's doing a facial expression, or you're doing a facial expression. You want to like make that quick cut, even if for like it's 1 second, 2 seconds, make it in there. Because like, if you really look at like Hard Knocks videos, you'll see that like the editing it's very good, but it's like so subliminal and like how unnoticeable it is. But it's like this person could literally be like James asking them a question, and they're taking off their glasses, and they're just it pivots to them for just 1 second. And what I would do is like instead of continue to test and like this is what I absolutely please continue to test and try new things. But I would instead of doing like the half screen to you and the interviewer, I would do like full screen, just a full screen cut to you, and then a full screen cut to the other person. I personally think it looks better.
For that video, like it started with just him talking, and you were off screen and you weren't saying anything, so nobody knows like, hey, where's this coming from? Like it's just this guy just standing there not saying anything. If people like you can see the subtitles on the screen, but like if nobody has their audio on, they don't know where like the talking is coming from. It's just those small little things that can make all the difference. James, you want to chime in?
Yeah, so I was just gonna add, I think Josh really brought up a great point, and it's like like I edit all of Hard Knocks videos. That's just something that I've never been able to give up because I just have it down to like a really like a strict in particular formula when I'm putting the best minute to minute and a half worth of content out of a 15, 20 minutes of content. Just to be completely raw with you, is that interaction between you and the gentleman from Germany, it was a good conversation, but it was almost like a conversation of like you guys are just going on like a first date. And what I mean by that is you were just like you were asking him questions about like what did he do out there, all that, which is cool. But like Jack said, it's like you gotta find some like sort of value for the audience within that interaction. So I would be trying to structure the question more about like for somebody who's never been to Japan, what is something that they don't know about this country, or what's the craziest thing that you saw in the 3 days that you spent in Japan, and getting right into that immediately. Like for example, in our content, I'll ask somebody, how old are you? They say, oh, I'm 70, I'm 22. Who works harder? You or me? Stuff like that, to where it's a little bit controversial, or at least you're gonna get some sort of reaction out of that person, to where it's gonna make it kind of like combative between the two of us, or it just is like he's willing to down that hill that him or his generation works harder, whatever it may be. And those are the types of questions I would be trying to go more towards people. Now, not every interaction you're gonna be able to get that out of them, but we're trying to get those like viral gems here. We're gonna need to get to those really quickly. So it's cool to have like the introduction, like who am I here with today, or like where are we at right now, or where are you from, and what brought you to Japan. But after 5 to 10 seconds, we need to be getting right into a question that's gonna have kind of the viewer captivated on like what's your craziest story about traveling to Japan over the last week, and have it structured in a way where it's quick to the point, but the viewer is able to extract like they have a reason to stay, right? John just said controversy sparks interactions. Very true. That's a big reason why a lot of our videos perform. And sometimes, kind of like Josh said, a lot of the times it is the little things in a video, the barking dog in the background, the guy lifting up his sunglasses, stuff like that. If you can pan over and get those interactions, or the person laughing.
If you were to go back in time and have a conversation with your 20-year-old self, what's the best advice you would give to your younger self? If a bird lands.
See, like when he just had the reaction to James's question, he's like, face it up, he had to think about it. Like that's something small that like someone might think is fluff, but that's such an engaging reaction from him. I don't know if you guys were able to see like him kind of taken back, but like those are like the small things. And of course, like you're not gonna be perfect with that like at the beginning, but those are just things to think about as you're getting better and you're making more content. It's just like, hey, like if somebody does something that seems like it brings out a lot of emotion, like those are things that I would definitely consider leaving in.
That makes sense. Okay. That's giving me a lot of insight. Thank you so much. One last one, sorry, is what do you use to edit?
So I think all of our clients, and then also for Hard Knocks, everything is in Adobe Premiere Pro. So everything's Premiere Pro. I know that some people use CapCut. I've loved using Premiere Pro. I think it's been a really good software for us. So I would definitely recommend it. It's really easy to export directly from computer to your phone or computer, upload a drive, download however you. I edit on a MacBook Pro. So what I'll do is I'll edit, I'll upload the footage to a drive, download it, put it in Premiere, sync the audio, render, export, and then I airdrop it right to my phone, and then I post directly from my phone. So that's my process. Everybody's a little bit different, but I like Premiere Pro.
Okay. I've been using CapCut, but like I've noticed that like there's lots of AI as well. And I've tried using AI, but I don't know. I'm just like kind of stuck on how to find out what's a good nitty gritty part. But I guess I just have to keep interviewing more.
Yeah, I think generally the only way is through. And like I also say this, like, and this goes for like people like also like trying to like build systems. Like this is like a little bit unrelated. Like people oftentimes like try to like build a system or like try to automate something right away in their business. But the reality is you just have to do it a lot of times yourself to where you are the master of it before you can delegate that to whether it's a software, an AI, or even another person. So like I definitely would, like, as you continue to like grow and like figure out what works and what doesn't work, is do it yourself. So that way when you are in that position to be able to bring someone else in to do it, you know what is great and what isn't great.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll keep doing it then.
Awesome. Good luck, Risa. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rodley, welcome on, my guy in the car. How you doing?
Good. How you doing? What up, Jack? What up, Josh? And how you doing, James?
What's up, man?
Good, brother.
So the main question I was gonna ask is like, so like I went to the summit thing, it went amazing. Like, I met a lot of people, but just like being in that environment, you see like the difference, and it's like people are really getting after it. So I was talking to this guy that I'm looking to mentor with. Well, he said he'll mentor me and stuff, but I'm gonna have to figure all that stuff out. But he said to start like creating content. So I started creating content, but like nothing crazy to start. But my main question is just like, how can you like generate like more views?
What type of content?
So like I have my own personal brand. Like right now, it's like merch, probably like gym stuff or like motivational kind of content, like that niche. And I kind of like have my own merch and stuff that I'm trying to push. But I feel like first, like it's better to get like the branding out about it before I actually start, trying to sell something to people.
What's your app?
I mean, let me show you. Well, like, I posted my personal, but I haven't posted like on the actual brand yet, like on the brand's page. So there's nothing really on the brand, just like the logo and then just like the bio and stuff. But I haven't created content on there yet.
So are you trying to grow your personal brand, or are you trying to grow the merch channel?
Well, it is the personal brand, but I'm just trying to put like a Shopify link to like merch that is like the name of the brand. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, so basically you're trying to build your personal brand and then push merch through that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So my recommendation is I wouldn't worry about the merch right away. Like I know that sounds crazy, right? Like if the goal is the merch brand, then like I would focus on building a merch brand. It's like personal brand for sure is like super helpful for other things. But like we've tried selling like we built an audience. We tried selling a product, like a physical product through there. It didn't go well because like our audience didn't necessarily even want it. So it's just like it's one of those things where it's like until you have the audience, you don't even know if like that's like what you're like if that's what they're gonna be wanting. So if I were you, like first like your personal brand content, like I know you're a young guy, right? So like I like the gym, the motivation. Like I would double down on making content about your process, about trying to like make it and like get your goals and stuff like that. The one thing I wouldn't do is try to like necessarily come out like from a place of authority. I would really like until you start seeing like a ton of progress in your business, things like that. Like I would really like come from a place of trying to show your process on the way up, the hero's journey, and then you can get a lot of fans on the way with that. So are you currently like what's your biggest struggle with the personal brand? Would you say?
So right now it's like I placed an order at a print shop like a while ago that I started to pick up shirts for. The main thing is like in my head I'm like, all right, like I have this brand idea because I kind of got inspired by like Eric Spofford a while ago on a video I saw, and I'll just tell you like what the brand is. So it's like it stands for like done no matter what, but like the wording on it is DNMW, and that's like the brand name. So like I made some shirts about it and like they have like quotes on the back of them and stuff. But I'm thinking I'm like, why would I push like shirts and stuff before actually creating content around that? Because like the brand's just about like accountability and hitting your goals. That's like the whole moral of the whole situation. So I'm just figuring out like what I should start posting or content to start building an audience to push that brand.
So I think that's the first thing that I would do is start creating content around the messaging of whatever that may be, right? So it seems like self-improvement, right? Taking action, stuff like that. Talk about habits of extremely successful people. Like start making content about stuff like that. Start talking directly to the audience. It's like, I agree with what Jack said as far as like not coming directly from like a place of authority, but even taking the angle is like you're talking about like the reason why you are nowhere near achieving your goals is because you can't give up this, right? So stuff like that, and take the time to like build that brand, build the audience. Because like you said, yeah, we had a couple 100,000 followers and tried selling like canvas art, and it didn't hit. So you can go the route of building the personal brand that's aligned with the type of clothes that you're going to be selling and the messaging behind that. And then I think over time you can start to integrate it in the clothes, and you can be kind of really intentional about selling that. Or you can take the approach of like if you're familiar with Lucas Chapter, Woodhouse, right? Like he's documenting, right? Like Josh, like he's documenting that like hero's journey of him building that company. And are you familiar with what I'm talking about? Okay,
No,
so
I haven't heard of him.
Okay. That's probably a great follow, by the way.
Great follow for you.
What is this, Woodhouse?
Yeah. Lucas, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now.
Yeah, so
I gotta pull it right here, Josh.
yeah, if you can too, Jack, you should screen share his channel. And honestly, like I can tell you what he used to pull up because he's a good friend of ours, but he's pulled up his TikTok. He's built a huge following on TikTok. They do, I think they'll do 2 million in revenue this year, and he sells gym apparel.
Woodhouse or Lucas?
I would pull Lucas, pull the personal brand because that's the approach that I would take it first. The reason why that company that he's doing really well at a young age is because he's built his personal brand. Without him as the figurehead, that brand doesn't have nearly the amount of traction that it does now. So
and just one more thing to add on this as well is like genuinely the why people connect him so well, I'd say, is because he's not coming from the angle of like I have it all figured out. He's coming from that angle of I am figuring it out.
Jack, fifth in from the top right. So second in from the top right. Go to the top, Jack. Second in from the top right.
Where?
No, the second one.
Left.
Right there.
There you go.
Well, my company's Woodhouse was a negative 51K last month. Sales were great. The business itself is doing great. Every single month we're getting better. How is that possible? Well, we're growing. We're adding new members to the team. We're getting better manufacturers. We're making the website better. Like we're pretty much reinvesting all profits. Plus, for the past 3 months, I have not paid myself, and neither has my co-founder. But then yesterday we got a big bill from our warehouse. They pretty much said, "Yo, you owe us like $20,000," and we had about $11,000 in the bank account. So we didn't even have enough money to pay our own bills. My co-founder and I were like, "Wow, we're gonna have to transfer in about $5,000 each." So we don't need to pay ourselves this month, but we had to put money into the bank account just to pay the bill. But then a couple hours ago, I got this very hopeful email, as you can see right there. I'm just trying to be honest here. I took out a loan for 75K simply because like I need some cushion. We just literally ordered $400,000 almost worth of gear for the upcoming holiday season, but we don't have that much cash left over to pay our bills right now. And is that risky? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would show maybe one or two more, maybe the one right next to it on the left.
Right here?
Yeah. I don't know what these are. But
This is a product that's made me over $1 million in the last year. Some people think it's absurdly expensive because they've never tried it. Other people buy one pair and they quickly become their favorite pair of shorts, and then they go and they buy 4 or 5 more pairs. This is our classic old money green pair of mesh shorts, 4-inch inseam. It's got 2 front pockets. It's not like
all right, exit out, Jack, of this one. Now, just for the purposes of one more video, let's find one more talking head. Let's see. Give me a second. I would click a random talking head. The point is, it's like 80% of content is literally him just talking about life, advice for young men, things like that.
And I think this could be easily like at least top 3 methods, maybe top 2.
Not this one. So, that's a great video series though.
No, but listen.
I just told all my employees if they don't pick it up, they're fired. And you know what else I said? I said if we don't pick it up, I'm fired. Like literally, Squid House has been doing well. It's been growing, but it's not growing nearly fast enough. And I don't want to be like, oh, that's a cool brand. How's the shorts thing going? I want to be the brand. And I told all the guys that I said, you guys need to pick it up, and I need to pick it up. And you know what their response was? They were all like, fuck yeah, you're absolutely right. We have been doing enough. We've been coasting. We've been chilling pretty much. And then one of them texted me, who I probably put the most pressure on out of everyone, because I actually gave him a number that he needs to hit. He's in charge of affiliates. I said, we need to hit this number.
Okay, so a couple things, and I'm glad now to kind of like see the person I'm talking about. If I were in your shoes, right now, granted, I'm not the best person to give advice on starting an apparel brand, but if you're taking the route of personal branding, I would try and emulate somebody like that, because he's documenting the highs and the lows. He's being very authentic. He's also showing the success that he's had. These shorts made me $1 million. So when you have your first 10K month, you said these shirts made me, $10,000 last month, right? So, and then obviously leading up to it, it's coming up with like different things, right? The self-improvement aligning with the brand, and then you're starting to integrate it piece by piece in the content. And now you're starting to document that journey of going to meet the manufacturers, of going to meet the printers, of the struggle of having to fire a designer, why you did that. I think it's a really smart idea of what he's doing and going all in on the personal brand. And you notice too, it's like all these huge entrepreneurs, right? Hormozy, Gary Vee, they're all selling like the marketing agency, school, whatever. At the end of the day, it's their personal brand, right? So I think that's definitely the approach I would take. I would follow him and maybe see some other people in that space and see exactly what they're doing, and then see how you can put your own creative twist to it. And then I would just run. That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say like you were at the Creator Summit, right? Like you really like take a reel in your car, like literally just like talk to the camera, and like literally just be like, I just spent the weekend with a bunch of multimillionaires. Here's the top 3 things I learned from them. And that's not coming from
That's smart.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's you're showing the journey. Like I spent the weekend with multimillionaires. These are the 3 things that I learned from them. So it not only shows that like you're getting after your hustle, like you're putting yourselves around the right people. So it does build some like indirectly build you some authority, but you're also not coming from a place of like, listen to me and what I have to say. You're just transferring information for people. That's what makes
Exactly.
successful. Is originally we were making the content, the 3 of us, and originally then we realized like nobody wants to hear like business advice from us. We hadn't built a 7-figure company yet, and so we went out and found people to like distribute that advice to. You don't have to go do interviews, but you can just share things that you're learning along your journey with other people, and you'll start garnering a fan base through that, and they'll catch on to that hustle, that motivation, everything, and then that's when you start being like that's when you start showing the apparel to them.
Yeah, you're right. I appreciate you guys. And those business cards are a very smart idea too for networking, because even that one guy, I forget his name, but he told me to download Blink. The amount of connects that you can get from having a QR code is absurd. So I definitely recommend like anybody, whether you're networking or just walking around talking to people, I would 100% recommend getting those business cards because it's game changing. But thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Robbie, thanks for coming, bro. I'm excited to see where you go, man.
I'm trying, bro. Like right now, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'll be open with the whole chat right now. Like I met this mentor there. Like there's somebody that I met that I didn't even know existed at the event, and now like I'm just planning on like just leaving my environment, just taking a risk and going all the way over there. So it's like I probably should document that journey too, because now like the position I'm in, I just gotta go all in now. Like everybody has their personal stuff, but nobody really cares about that. And like I found this opportunity, so it's like I gotta take it. So I'm gonna see what happens. But
dude, Robbie, you should make a video, just being like what you just told me, like what you
make
just make a video about that, bro. Just you're like literally started like I'm about to do the most insane thing I've ever done in my entire life, and that's how you started. And you literally just do that. Like I'm getting ready to take the biggest risk ever. That is an insane hook. I'm telling you, bro. Like you know what you have to do. You just gotta be comfortable getting it out there and like literally fuck the haters. Like don't pay attention to anybody that gives you shit for it. Just do it. Trust me. 2 years you're gonna look back, you're gonna be like, I'm so happy I didn't listen to those people.
All right, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna just record it through my own like camera roll and then just edit the content later. Like, I can make it raw, cut, and then just later on.
It does not. Don't make it perfect.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to do it. And like just remember, if anyone clowns you and your friends, anything like that, like I can't even tell you the amount of group chats, DMs, messages that we received. I hope your little business is doing good, bro. You know, but guess what? Guess who's hit my line, you know? So like genuinely just follow, like just do the thing, take the risk, you lose the chance for like I think you can do it. Even if it's you making videos in the car, like just document the journey, share your story, be vulnerable, and people will connect with that, man.
No, yeah, you're right. I appreciate that. I'm gonna do that. All right, I'm gonna just do it. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Hey, good luck, Robbie. We're rooting for you, man.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Hermano, my brother, how you doing, sir? You're on mute.
Unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Perfecto. Good to see you guys. So thank you so much for the gems. So I guess my question is a bit controversial, right? So you guys might recall that I'm busy building a fintech firm, and I actually came across you guys because my wife then sent me a short of you guys, and I got hooked. So while I'm building my fintech company, I realized, I did a podcasting 2 years ago. I paused for 2 years. Very sorry about that. I'm driving. Very sorry about that. I'm driving.
You're good, bro.
Yeah, sorry about that. So what happened is while I'm building my fintech firm, I thought since I've been pausing podcasting for 2 years, I thought, let me maybe create some content that's relevant for my niche audience, which are, entrepreneurs and, people with personal finance goals and personal investment goals, right? So I started building podcasting. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry about this. So what I did is I started making content pretty much talking about, what I'm learning about the journeys of some, prominent entrepreneurs and prominent, just financially successful people. So now, right now, we're obviously in election season, right? And I've personally been really paying attention to, the proposals on both sides. I know it's a very controversial thing. So on one hand, you find that like on both parties, when they make promises, some of these fiscal promises have really strong implications on entrepreneurs. They have really strong implications on people who are investing, because, like some of the proposals are going to impact how people are taxed when they invest in businesses, how they're taxed when they invest in property, and that kind of stuff. And I've really been highlighting the pros and cons of that. So what I decided is, since my product is still pre-launch, I decided to keep the brand of the podcast separate from the brand of the business I'm trying to build. And the podcast is a faceless one. So I started doing it in April on Spotify, and then I branched out to YouTube last month. And I noticed that YouTube's like YouTube's algorithm favors it a whole lot more. So just wanted to hear your thoughts about the approach and maybe like a tip or two on what I should be aware of, what I can improve on. Sorry, it's a long story.
Yeah, and this is for the podcast.
Yeah, correct. The podcast. Yeah.
How many podcasts are you putting out a week?
So right now I'm doing like 3 a week, like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay. And you said YouTube, Spotify, and Apple.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. How are your views on YouTube right now for those?
So my views, I'd say they range between like 100 and 1.7 thousand. So in the short space of time, I started hitting like 1,000 plus, and I feel like the reach is a whole lot better than Spotify because of YouTube's algorithm.
Okay. Do you have the what's the name of the podcast so I can pull it up real quick?
Yeah, sure. It's called the Musari Show. So it's spelled Musari.
The Musari Show. Cool.
I did get a comment. I think somebody suggested like starting like a series kind of thing, having a series kind of approach.
This is it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I want James and Josh to see this because I think
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say this. I actually think your thumbnails for the side of the channel are decent.
Dude, your thumbnails are a lot better than I expected. They're really good.
But I think the one thing that I think you could go like you really want to either spark some sort of curiosity or emotion here, and I think the one thing that maybe you need to work on is maybe like switch it the titles more. So I think the thumbnails themselves are actually like pretty attention grabbing. So it's like let me look at this. It's like come on, tax credit mix out.
these are the popular ones.
So the first one that kind of hit highest views was the one where it said is America starting markets. I know it's kind of controversial. I get it.
No, I like it though.
Yeah.
I mean, could we see one real quick, just like the beginning?
Yeah, dude. You just want to
click on the popular one.
Welcome to the Diversified podcast, where we discuss issues of personal finance, investment, and entrepreneurship.
That's it right there.
We are now on YouTube. So if you do this on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. The more you do so, the more YouTube's
All right, that's it right there. Hey,
Yeah.
So hey, that's it right there. Jack, pull up a Hard Knocks YouTube interview, and then I'll tie it into pull up onto our YouTube channel, go to the popular videos. So go to School of Hard Knocks and pull the popular videos, and then even though
part of the problem is someone might click on it, they're expecting like a video, and it's just like just a screen.
Just click videos and then click popular. And
so yeah, I guess like we're on the same page.
Jack,
you can do any of them.
Scottsdale. Do you do the Scottsdale on the right there?
No.
Or actually top right with Waller. Top right. Sorry, go back. Top right with Waller.
I've noticed that the average duration is plus minus 3 minutes. So I think the fact that people expect to see a video.
What do you do for a living? Construction and real estate. I graduated college in 2009. I always know I want to have a business, and so I just started, man. Just got to it. What's the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year? I sold a business from the ground up, 13 years, 2 months, and I sold a business for $115 million. That G-Wagon right there, this Cullinan, the mortgage on this $20 million home right here is paid for by passive income. Yeah, my company, we've done a little over $35 million the past year. We're valued at about $140 million right now. So I think from a young age, I've had like just a different way of thinking. In school, I hated it. I sucked at school, but I always knew like how to sell. You need to learn how to sell. Without sales, there is no money. I'd rather $1 billion followers than $1 billion. So with 250,000 followers, what has been the amount of money you've ever made in a single year? Yeah,
all right.
So go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I was gonna say the number one thing that I am 100% changing about your like just the content that I saw is I would add you like your intro, especially on YouTube. It's just like kind of like short form. It's so important. That first 30 seconds, you want to get people hooked in to watch the rest of the video because people, especially if they don't know, like, or trust your brand, the amount of time that they're going to be willing to give you and like especially to watch your video is going to be so low. So like if you have a very controversial part of the video or entertaining part, maybe it's a hot take, add into like a compilation or add in just that talking snippet for like 20 seconds. Like this is where like you can get into testing. Where it's like maybe you can test like a compilation of like short kind of sound bites and see what gets people hooked, or maybe it's like one longer monologue and that first 30 that gets people hooked. Like, but what you want to do is like YouTube analytics are so good. It's like the best out of any platform by far. And it with a lot of the secrets and like the questions that you have about why are my videos not performing are the details, like all the details that you need, oftentimes are actually just like within the analytics themselves. And if I was to guess, like your first 30% like watch rate is probably like 50% or below, or like, and you ideally want to probably try to get that to like 70 plus% ideally.
Josh, I don't mean to cut you off, but are your videos just like you're just posting the audio with like the thumbnail?
Yeah, correct. They're faceless. So maybe I need to work on the visual.
So if you could, like, I don't know what your setup is, it might be to do this, but like from what you're currently doing system, but if I were you, I would invest in having a camera on you while you're doing the podcast, like, and upload that, like, because when people click on that and it's just a raw screen, like, they're not going to be as interested to stay. But if like you could like click on it, and the most like controversial, engaging part of the podcast, you give them like a little preview at the beginning, then you go right into it. You're going to catch a lot more people in that intro.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Hermano, thank you. I would just say that I think you have so much potential here because what you're doing very good is being very, very on top of the trends of the things that are happening, especially like in politics. That's a niche in itself that just does get a lot of traffic. It's news. It's something that will never. It's recession proof. It's news and fear. It's like it's something that never goes out of style, right? Like that type of content in media is always going to be sought after by people. And I think that you've got the thumbnails down. I think you did a really good job. I think the more comfortable you get on camera, I would even have a great shot of you on the thumbnail with like a bubble of like Trump versus Kamala, or maybe you don't have to do all of them, but a couple of them you can be on the thumbs. But like I said, guys, the most successful like podcasts start with like a great preview of like a couple different like sound bites that is like said throughout it, and it can even be clips of like a speech. It could literally be like you starting a video and you're just saying you will not believe what this person just said, and then it goes right into a clip from the debate or a speech and them saying just some outlandish shit, right? And then it goes back into you talking. Now, you can still say, hey guys, everybody tuning in right now, welcome back. But like it needs to be fine-tuned very short and right to the point. For example, in our videos, like we have that preview, it's 30 seconds to a minute long of like kind of the people that are going to be in the video to kind of build that credibility and that kind of like wanting of the audience to stay for the video. Like, oh shit, we're about to interview this person who did $200 million or sold a company for $50 million, whatever it may be. And then it goes right into an intro after that. What's going on, everybody? We just landed in Boom, which is the number 6 city with the most millionaires in the entire country. We're going all around asking people how they built their wealth. And then it goes right into, boom, our first interview, the first shot that we are. So it's that same framework, right? Where you have a preview or that kind of like clip with some sound bites. And then it goes into, you can talk about your channel. For everybody new here, be sure to like and subscribe. That being said, let's get into the video. And then boom, it goes into the 10, 15, 20 minutes, however long it may be. But I think you have a lot of potential. I would just definitely say, I would make you more like front and center in the videos, incorporate B-roll, incorporate clips from speeches. But if it's just that start to finish image with your audio over it, you're going to have a really hard time growing that channel.
Yeah, because the thing, my concern is like my day job, because I still work in banking, so I kind of have reservations of putting my face on the channel in case my superiors come across it. That's very tricky.
And that's very understandable. And in that case, if it's something where you don't want to have your face attached to it, there's still, if you work in banking, I think you have the means to be able to pay for like an editor who, even if they can just put B-roll of video clips that are stock usage of Kamala or Trump, or if you're talking about like you got to have where it's moving.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Cool, awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. Like James said, you got a lot of potential. I'm looking forward to seeing the progress.
Thanks so much for the tip, man. Much appreciated.
Jonathan, welcome up, man. I see the plaques back there, man. You got some YouTube awards going on, man.
Hello.
What's up, man? How are you?
All right, so I love the content, guys. So here's some context. I started YouTube 6 months ago. I grew the channel to over 5 million subscribers and followers. And I'm making around 25 to 30 grand a month. I'm 17. I still go to school. And I think the question I'm gonna ask is, like, when I was 16, like 10 grand a month was a dream, and now I'm making 3x that. Why am I not as happy as like I would expect to be?
Well, is it coming from a place of like, do you think you want to be making a lot more, or is it just because at the end of the day, it's like, that's kind of like where like you hear the story about like the millionaire who like he gets his dream car, gets the Ferrari, and he's happy maybe for the first week or couple weeks, and then he's like, certain people, they have it in where they're just like not complacent, and hyper successful people that kind of achieve a certain level of success, whether it's through clout, whether it's through views, whether it's through followers, whether it's through money, whatever it may be, it may just be a thing where you're just not really complacent. So that would kind of just be you taking a step back, like you're saying, enjoying something bigger than yourself, but also taking the time to enjoy the journey. Because I know that like the three of us can say, man, there's a lot of the time where, like we never fucking celebrate. We really don't. We rarely do. And so I would take the time to celebrate the wins, celebrate your accomplishments. But I mean, that's incredible, man. Congratulations on that success.
Jonathan, have you ever seen the movie Soul, the Pixar movie?
I was about to, but no.
Okay, tonight I want you to I don't know if you have a Disney Plus subscription or whatever. I want you to buy Disney Plus because you have money to afford it. I want you to watch the movie Soul, and let me just tell you that I'm letting you know that answer. That movie will answer your question. Just trust me. And the reason why, because the biggest takeaway is you have to find enjoyment in the process of getting there and not be so worked up about the destination. So for you, like, you need to find the joy in what you're doing on the daily. So you might be getting there, the money might be coming in, it's good, but if you're not enjoying how you got there, then you have like a disconnect with like yes, you're making money, but like you have a disconnect in getting filled with the work you do. I love Hard Knocks. I can work on school Hard Knocks all day long. So I get fulfilled just in the process, whether I was broke or whether I'm making $1 million. And so like when it was just the three of us in the trenches, like I still love and miss that shit to this day. I love it just as much as I love it now. And so like for you, you got to find that love and passion for what you're doing while you're making that money. And trust me, I would watch that movie tonight. It'll really open up your perspective on enjoying the journey on your way to success. Because you're already crushing it, man. Like for it, you're in the top 1% for your age group, probably 0.01%. To be real, everybody your age is either supported by mom and dad. Like that's a generalization. There's like very few people in your shoes. So I'm telling you, you just need to you like I said, like we love the trench work just as much as we do when we made it. So like you got
different because like I remember my first video hitting 20K views and I was like jumping up and down, and now like my 4th million follower, like I just don't feel anything anymore.
You gotta find that next goal, brother. What's next?
Diamond Black.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
You know what I mean?
And then my second question is, since you guys are a team, how much of your work is delegated? Because I've been delegating my work.
Pretty much like as much as possible. So I mean, so it's a little bit like, I'm guessing, are you doing like faceless automation channels and stuff like that?
I'm
or
doing
what?
faceless gaming content, so I have like a personal brand, but it's like my name and my face are not involved whatsoever.
Okay, so that is like there's certain aspects of the business that are like easier to delegate than others. And so like for example, like you can't delegate right now. James is going to do an interview. You can't. You can't. He's the face of the brand and stuff like that. But like let's say for example, we have a newsletter, we have a content agency, we have like different aspects of the business, and like in those areas where we edit it out, A, because of scale and because we can't do it anymore, but two, I mean, what's the point of like entrepreneurship in the first place? It's like, it's not to just be busy. Like being busy is not a flex. Like having the freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it is the flex. So like being able to let's say for our content agency, like we have a team of editors, we have, an account manager that helps review all the videos, we have a videographer that goes and films the content. So it's like stuff like that is like where you want to delegate. And like that stuff is just like, you put the systems and operations in place so like they go do those things for you. So for example, like maybe for like endurance, let's just say like the faceless automation channel, right? You get someone who's like super passionate about YouTube, right? And you already have probably a set team, people that work on like, channel A, they edit all these videos, you have a script writer, you have a voiceover guy. And then, but what you want to do is maybe it's like, look, I can't keep coming up with all the ideas for the videos. Like if we want to continue to scale, like I can't be the one to keep doing this. And that's where you kind of give up like a piece of the pie, whether that's through salary, or maybe some sort of like rev share on the channel, to maybe someone who's like incredibly passionate about YouTube. They know a lot about like content ideation or managing like kind of that side of the team, to where like they can kind of replace you. That way you can keep working on those like next level. Maybe it's scaling up a different channel, starting a new channel, stuff like that. But like it's pretty much, I guess the short answer is delegate as much as you can without losing quality of the actual thing that you're working on.
Understood. Great advice. And then my third and final question is how do you grow your circle? So right now my circle's full of 16, 17, 18-year-olds I go to school with. No one's really doing what I'm doing. No one's making money. Everyone's working like a minimum wage job or they're unemployed. And it's not just them, it's the people around me too. It's like my parents are poor, my teachers are not making that much money. It's like, how do you get into those circles where I feel insecure about talking about my accomplishments? Like I want to get into those circles.
Well, the first thing is leverage the massive brand that you built. Like you're at a tier where, like Josh said, you're a top 0.01% creator on social media. Leverage that to connect with the people that you want to connect with. I can tell you this right now. The most successful business people that we know, the number one thing that they want is attention. The number one thing that they want is exposure. And the fact that you've cracked that means that you have the ability to provide so much value to those kinds of people. So whether you want to learn about raising money, whether you want to learn about running ads, like whatever it may be, leverage that skill that you've built of building massive, media channels on YouTube. Doesn't matter the niche that it's in. And that's the approach that I would take personally. So, and then there's your value add right there. Because my biggest thing when it comes to networking is it's like, okay, why should this, like, why do I deserve to be at the table with this person? Like, what can I offer this person? Well, a lot of the times it's like, okay, hey, we have experience building out a big media company, but then also it's like, hey, like, we can, if people just follow the blueprint and follow the games, that we can really help people scale and grow on social media. Now, obviously, it's a lot more than just content that we have to offer now, but it's like, that's what I would really be leveraging to connect with the people that you want to connect with, whether it's people in media, whether it's other influencers, people like that. And where are you from?
I'm from New York City.
New York City. Okay, so I think that's a great place to be, right? There's a lot of people that you should find that are pretty like-minded, maybe not in your direct circle right now, but you're at least in like a big hub where there are a lot of like-minded entrepreneurs. It's a very fast city. A lot of people out there are hustling. They're on that same path, that same purpose, that same mission that you're on. So I would definitely take advantage and utilize that, because you didn't say like a place where I would have been like, you gotta get out of your hometown. I've been in New York frequently in the last year. New York's a great place to be to build relationships and build connections. So I would just try and, step by step start to build your Rolodex of people in different industries, and then just kind of think about where you really want to take this. Is it just monetizing through ad revenue? Is it building a school for faceless YouTube channels? Because I know a lot of people that do the YouTube automation thing that haven't built channels nearly to the size that you have, and they're making $1 million a month right now. So I would start thinking about kind of that like next step, like they said, as far as how you can leverage the massive platform and the consistency of what you build at such a young age, and just go from there, man.
The thing with like being young though is like people are impressed, but they're not nearly as impressed because they think you got lucky.
Anybody that's truly successful, anybody that's truly successful, I personally don't think is gonna like look at your situation and think you got lucky because they know the hard work they got there. Only the people that you're talking about that you don't want in your circle anymore are the only ones that are gonna think that you got lucky, because they can't sit with the fact that they themselves didn't put the work to get to where you're at. They can't understand, like, they have a hard time seeing you make it because they can't swallow the fact that you guys came from the same place and you're doing better than they are.
Hey, and Jonathan, I'll just ask you, if somebody tells you that was lucky, maybe the first million was, but how about the other 4 that you added on top of that? And that wasn't luck. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I can't even do anything about that. But, no, seriously though, like Jack said, those are people that you don't even want in your circle to begin with. If there's any bit of envy that you seek from, other people that are around you, you got to get the hell away from them. Like genuine, like heavy hitters, people that are, really successful, that are supportive. You're not gonna see or feel that envy that's coming from those people. So I would just say, especially if people are telling you that it's luck or that it wasn't earned, don't even. Yeah, I would wait for those people.
Real quick, I know like there was a VidCon or Vid Summit in like Dallas this past, I think it was early September. Did you go to that?
Early September, no.
So this is just an idea. Like if I was in your shoes, because like I would say I like faceless YouTube channels, like a pretty niche like business model. Like people that are within media and like online business know what that is, but a lot of people probably don't really understand what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to go to events like that where you can actually connect with like-minded people. It's like go to like the VidCon, go to like the Vid Summit, stuff like that, where you can actually connect with people who are within a similar space. Not only because like you can actually like share great ideas, but it's because like those people, they get it about all the things you're going through. And then another thing I'll throw this out there as well. And like I don't know if this is a hot take for Jack and James, but like I know New York City is a great city, but like if that's the city that you know and love, and like the city you grew up in, I would consider like maybe when you're done with school, like high school, like maybe even moving to like a new city. Because like I feel like for me, for example, the greatest period of my growth was when I moved to a city across the country, and it forces you to meet new people, to become like you can kind of reinvent yourself. Like all those beliefs, all the people that know you for maybe the old Jonathan, and the Jonathan that like was there 3 years ago. Like, but you're a new person now. Like when you're able to go to a new city, you kind of get to create a fresh start. Like when I look at my friend group now versus when I was in DC, I was friends with my friends in DC by circumstance because we grew up together. But now in Austin, my friend group is by design. All my friends are entrepreneurs in sales, doing something interesting. Even if they're not an entrepreneur, they want better for themselves. And so it's like when you're able to move, it almost allows you to create a friend group by design versus circumstances.
Jonathan, I'm sharing a reel with you right now from one of our friends, Josh Terry. He's a really good creator on Instagram and TikTok. He's like a executive coach that works with a lot of like millionaire clients. And he basically had a client that would like always go back to his home. Like he sold a company, made a bunch of money, and now he go back to his hometown, and he finds himself struggling to connect with a lot of people because he achieved all this success, and all of them know him as like this introverted guy that isn't like the flashy millionaire that he is today. So I'm gonna share this reel with you. Like feel free to watch it like off the call. But I thought it was a really good. Really, I think it aligns like somewhat with what you're kind of doing. But yeah, man. I mean, what Josh was saying was facts. I would like if you got the means, man. Like I would hop on a flight. Even though New York City's a great city to connect with people, I'd expand your horizons and go meet some people that are global.
Did you guys meet in Austin or?
We grew up together.
Oh, so
James and I are brothers. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was it for today. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. You're crushing, man.
Yeah. Best of luck, bro.
Zach and Jesse, welcome up, man.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Jack, James, Josh? How you guys doing?
What's up, brothers?
Just doing all right. We have a music brand, studio label, clothing brand in Boston. We have a music studio, like a recording booth and stuff like that. And I like listening to this call and seeing our friend that just had the YouTube plaques. That's big motivation for me because I always wanted to get a YouTube plaque personally. But other than that, so I went through it. So a couple years ago, we went through a situation where we had a music video, but we got thrown to the wolves per se. It was a bad quality music video. It was not the best of songs, but we put a lot of advertisement behind it. We pushed it a lot when it first came out, and we took it down because of the amount of hate that it got, because it was receiving more hate than positivity. But the video itself got to 935,000 views before we took it down. And it kind of tarnished our brand for a little bit, and we're reworking on rebuilding from that. But the way I look at that situation is, I look at it as a loss now, and it kind of tarnished our brand for that moment in time. But the way I really look at the situation now is that we can do that again with a better product and a better video, knowing what we know now. And I just kind of wanted to hear what you guys, your guys' thoughts is on that.
Yeah. So what are you guys currently doing to for that when you say tarnish the relationship, your reputation?
It tarnished our brand because it went viral, and a lot of people around the city were seeing it, and they were just kind of being like, "Hey, what's up?" Like that wasn't great. Right? It was kind of.
Was this on your channels or? Was
it was on our personal record label, our brand and everything when it happened originally.
Gotcha. Was this just an artist
Yes, it was just an artist, and what had happened was somebody had shared the video, and then Joyner Lucas got a hold of the video, and then he reshared the video as well. And it kind of just kept on getting trolled on, and we took it down because of the amount of hate. And as I said, more hate than positivity towards it, and we were just kind of like, oh, like we kind of like dropped the ball there because, you know, it was an unprofessional music video. Like we take accountability for that, and it was our first one. We thought it was easier than it was. It wasn't, and that's what I look at that mistake. But
so I mean, go ahead, Josh.
Are you a fan of Russ?
Yeah.
You remember what happened like 2017, 2018?
Mm-hmm.
The like fuck Russ movement?
Yeah.
Okay, dude, terrible point to be in terms of like brand, how you're known. It was like popular to clown Russ, you know, and like that's just something that I think like if you are trying to build something, man, there's always going to be people that are going to try to like tear you down. Like it doesn't matter how positive you're trying to be, what your intentions are. Things get taken out of context sometimes, and people are just going to want to shoot it down. So how do you respond? To be honest, man, you don't you don't respond to it directly. You respond to it with putting out more quality work. You know, you respond to it with action. You know, and I think that's the only way to respond. Is like, okay, you know what? Maybe you guys are right. Maybe they're wrong in terms of their response. Whatever, maybe however you feel about it, that's on you. I don't know the situation, but what I can say, the best way to really respond to this is by coming back with just better and better shit and just keep improving. Like there is no like, there's nothing you can change about it now. Things already happened.
Like one of our favorite sayings that we've gotten from Hard Knocks interview was someone else's opinions never paid my bills. You know what I mean? So so if you let their opinions and the backlash from that one video stop you from putting out the great work that you guys do, then how are you ever gonna make it? Like you can't be scared of their opinions. Like you just gotta think about this. You remember if you're familiar with like Kanye West, right? You remember you remember the Taylor Swift incident?
Yes.
What album did he drop? I don't know if you're a Kanye fan, but what album did he drop immediately right after that?
I'm trying to think it off the top of my head.
My Dog Dreaded Fantasy.
Yeah, it's not My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That album on Rolling Stone is ranked as like the number 19 album of all time.
Yeah.
So Kanye's brand was in the tank. I don't know. Obviously, we know Kanye did. Everyone like has their own opinion of it, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm talking like let's talk back then. That whole Taylor Swift situation, his brand was in the tank, man. I'm using him as an example because you guys are in the music space, right?
Yeah.
Like then he just came back with one of the best albums of all time. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Just F it. You know what I mean? Like just keep putting out good stuff. Do you have anything for us like the technicality of like your work of like that you need help on, or is it literally just you just need to get over that hump of like not being afraid of like other people's opinions?
You know, watching all you guys. Another one I have is our social medias are kind of all over the place right now because we have like our record label. I have my own personal clothing brand on the record label, and then what I'm interested in personally is I'm trying to get into photography, and I have a personal page that I post with photography for photos and video of all the events I go to because I've been to over 700 music events. And I just started posting just because I wanted to clear space on my phone and go to the next event and get footage too. And every time I did that, I just kept posting, and it organically grew to about 350 people. But I would love to, I know you guys organically have grown. I kept seeing videos of James on TikTok that kept coming up in my For You, and then I was just like, hey, I think we should check this out. To Jesse eventually, and here we are now. And I thought it was really cool because I was just like, oh, this guy's interviewing all these people and getting really good advice and everything right off the bat from the videos that I was seeing on TikTok and everything. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Real quick. Okay, so I think the absolute most important thing is you to prioritize which one is going to give you the best return and just go really deep. Because it seems like you said, one has 350 followers. I don't know the numbers across all platforms, but I would really focus all your energy towards blowing up one channel. And that channel will be the biggest help in funneling followers and traffic over to the other things you're doing. I'll give you an example of this. You know, Hard Knocks across all platforms has 8 million followers. It has 3.7 million on Instagram. We, a couple weeks ago, just started a Clips channel, and it's already up to 29,000 followers just because we've been able to share it to our story a couple times. We got some traffic from the story that we posted. And then, obviously now that it has a base there, we were able to hit the algorithm and start getting some viral videos on that Clips channel. So I would go really deep on one channel to begin with, unless you have other people that you can leverage to help post and edit and do all that stuff for the other channels. But your number one focus right now should be, okay, what account is going to be the best return? Okay, if you guys are all in on the music stuff, that's the passion project. That's what you guys want to do. Then I would really focus up and go all in on that one channel. Okay. Then, like I said, depending on the resources that you have to be able to leverage out other people to do those kind of things, then I would do that. And then I think Jack also, because we've had clients before that were real estate millionaires and then we're going kind of the music route. Jack has great insight on music artists because first of all, now that you kind of got the mindset perspective from them, I think you guys should absolutely, you can reinvent yourself just because you had one, bad video, whatever, it doesn't matter. I've had a video go viral for the wrong reasons and people do this interview sucks, whatever it may be, but I've never let that, tarnish my perspective on knowing that I can come back with a great video and put myself in the best light possible. And so I think that's exactly what you guys should do. Now it's just okay, let's put the best quality content together, the best video, best song possible, and then kind of go all in with strategically, right? Yeah. So the best traffic is going to be organic short form, and then to that video, just make 100 videos to that one song, and then the next hit song that you guys have another 100 videos, another 50 videos to that song. But Jack, if you want to provide me some insight on kind of what you see working for some of the music creators, I know that you've done a lot of looking into that.
Yeah, so for you guys, I would if you're trying to grow it from a label perspective, then you guys need to find 5 people that shoot music videos and do that kind of work, and you the 5 top content companies like creators that have labels or they shoot music videos and do exactly what they're doing. I don't have those off the top of my head. I'm more
check out Jaleel. We've always admired Jaleel's content strategy.
Yeah, I think another one for you guys, as far as from an artist, he doesn't shoot music videos, but he's more like artist, is Connor Price, Forrest Frank, those guys are crushing the content.
Hell yeah.
So I would look at them. I know James said go all in on one. So if you do decide to do the photography thing, we have a friend named David Guerrero. I'm putting his Instagram here. His content for photography, he figured it out.
Okay, for sure.
He figured it out. So I just put his Instagram there. As far as artists that I would look at that are crushing from a content perspective, I'm putting their names here. Both of them are crushing it from artists. I don't have anybody off the top of my head that does shooting music videos labels, but I know there's people out there that probably
as far as the Boston scene, pretty connected with all the top videographers and everything in this sense. I think for now, after going through what we just went through music-wise, it's really just a big debate for us on which song is going to be that next song, and is it a product that we're proud of? Is it a product that we want to push?
Absolutely.
We have a bunch of music right now, and we could do it right now. It's just it's me and Jesse sitting down and being like, "Is this a product that we're really proud of?" Because we put out music in the past that we weren't so proud of before.
Well, yeah, I mean, brand, like, hey, like from this day forward, you got one of your guys' core values should be is like brand is everything, especially with the lesson you learned with that. Like, we will not put somebody up, even like we've gotten interviews. I won't say names with like some very prominent business figures that we did not post, and just for the sole fact that the interview was not great, and we were not just because of like we were not going to ruin our brand just because just to post this person and appease them. So like for you guys, I would have this. If you're not proud of like the song you're putting, then like I wouldn't market it. But if you have something that you like, then just go all in with it. Whichever one you think is the most marketable. You know, for example, like I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan. I think some of his best songs are the ones that are like Humble. I think Humble's an okay song by Kendrick, but like it's a banger. But like his best songs are the ones that are like that nobody knows about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean?
I feel like that's with a lot of artists too.
Exactly.
They're popular ones that are good, and it's what everybody knows. But then a lot of the other music that you don't hear or see is.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys really believe in a song, like the songs you were proud of, I would do the ones that are the most marketable, and I would go all in on trying to make as much great content about this as possible.
I have a question. My question is, me personally, and then we really like what you said yesterday and today about hanging out with the right people and being around the right people. So what would your advice to us, knowing that we in the music, like we see a lot of people try to do what we do, but
there's not a lot of people that are as successful or at the level that we're doing it at.
Yeah, so we want to like.
We want to be able to separate ourselves and be able to branch out.
Like know who it's who.
Yeah, well, part of that is like part of building a brand up is a big thing. Is like you'll have that kind of authority in space, but just try to connect with people that are even bigger than you guys. Like just network up. I don't know if you guys were on the networking workshop that Rob Fajardo and I did, but like, I'm gonna watch the replay where he's talking about networking up. Like your next like build the connections at the level you're at now, but like you should always be like thinking about like how can I get in like if I love the quote like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Like if you're the most skilled, the most talented in the room, you're in the wrong room because there's no room to grow. So if you guys gotta go find like engineers or production people, whatever, that are more talented than you guys or at a place with their business or their channels, whatever, that are crushing it. You guys need to go become friends with them.
And then try to emulate as much as like we can from them, right?
Exactly. And just by even being associated with them, like you're already gonna separate yourself.
I have one more question. I wanted to do it yesterday, but it kept getting asked. What my problem is, and I know what the problem. I know I need to switch this mindset. If you do the same thing that I do, or almost the same, I view you as the enemy or the competition, and I'm learning that I need to get out of that. So what do you advise me to get out of that?
I think it's more of a thing of just understanding that there's abundance, man. You know, like there's enough out there for all of us. Yeah. You know, and then if you look at like what at the bottom, everyone's trying to fight each other, but at the top, what's everyone doing? They're all collaborating.
Yeah.
So, hey, think about this. You know, there's two ways to build the tallest building in town. You can either tear down everybody else's building, or you can just build the tallest building in town. So focus on building your building.
Thank you, man.
Head down. Like, don't worry about what Sam or Paul or Sabrina what they're doing. Like, who cares? Even if they're in the same space, just win. Like, go get your next client, go get the next viral video, go get the next hit song. Like, focus on that. Don't worry about what everyone else is doing. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having on, guys.
Oh yeah, man.
Eddie, thanks for hanging out, man. He might be
yeah, Eddie. I don't know if
Eddie might be AFK.
You can come back.
Come back. All right, Yi.
Yes, sorry.
There we go.
Like,
Hey, Yi, I'm sorry, you're lagging out a bit. Can you just repeat that? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Is that better?
It is better.
Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I just started my aviation for female like business, and then now I'm just at blank page. I'm not like start anything yet. I just still on production, so I'm really like new, and just try to soon try to start like the social media thing. And I have a couple questions because early you kind of answered me a couple one. So you guys say just put out the videos, like don't worry about perfect. So is that like you prefer like quantity over quality? Just put out a video.
Yes. Yeah. In the beginning, it is 100% quantity over quality. Unless you are putting out like Steven Spielberg type videos, or like you're a really great cinematographer, videographer, and like you just get it. I would focus on quantity over quality. The reason being is because you'll learn a lot more than through putting out maybe one video every couple of days and trying to see what worked. When in reality, it's just like actually taking the action and then just progressively getting better. Is I think will help you progress and actually see what the audience and like the marketplace wants to see from you.
Okay. How do you know why it's going well? Because those things like take a while to coming in, so you don't know which one is what kind of type video is better than other.
Yeah, so the first thing is like if you are really committed to doing this and growing this brand, then which you should be. Like if you want to do, because the problem is like this is where my next piece of advice doesn't hit if you don't follow this piece. Is a lot of people like they want to do content, things like that. And I will and my advice is like, hey, put your head down for like 30 days, 60 days, post minimum once a day, try to post more. And if like that way like you don't get discouraged looking at the views. You post it 30 times and like, oh, no video hit. Well, most people don't get discouraged and they'll pack their bags. They'll get like they'll be like, oh, like I'm not good. The problem is like you're just getting started. And what you need is just more data to see like Josh said, what your audience wants from you. The way that you can kind of tell what's going well is literally look at the metrics that these platforms are giving you. The number one most important metric that you need to pay attention to is definitely watch time. But like in the analytics tab on these like social platforms, like there's different ways to like find the metrics on the videos. Watch time is by far the most important indicator of like how things go viral because these social platforms want people on the longest. But I mean, you can just look at the views. Don't really necessarily look at the engagement. Look at the viewership, because in the beginning, your most important like metric should be reached. Like you should be really trying to get as much reach as possible. Like for you, like just look at what even if it's a small difference. Like if a video got 1,000 views versus 100, or if a video got 500 versus 50, like the video with 500 views got more traction because there was something in that video that resonated with the audience more than the one that only got 50 views. And just do more of the content that had the better performance. Like when people, like, you know what I mean? Like some people, they'll be like, oh, well, I didn't have any videos get 10,000, 100,000 views. Like that's fine. Just look even at the small differences and like weed out the stuff that didn't do as well. That's what we did in the beginning, because in the beginning, a lot of our content was just us making the videos ourselves about business. We didn't even necessarily start doing interviews. We got to doing interviews and we knew we'd be really successful because we eventually, when we started experimenting with different content, we started doing interviews and those videos started hitting really well on the platform. We were like, guys, we should do more interviews and less of the other stuff. And eventually it just kept working out that way. So we stopped doing everything else completely and just did interviews. And then that's how we got to where we are today. So like, for you, you just need to like start with the subtle differences. What if a video got 50 views? Maybe don't do that. But if a video got 500 to 1,000, a couple thousand, it's like, hey, actually, maybe what did I do in that video that I didn't do in the other one that maybe I should do more of that stuff? That's why you should experiment. Where most people, like, they just try to do the same thing 30 days in a row and it doesn't hit. It's like, well, yeah, because you didn't try shit. You did the same, like, you didn't give the audience multiple options. You don't even know. There's nothing to look at. So that's my advice.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Yeah. Okay. And then do you like for beginning also like because my brand only target like people female pilots or aviation whoever is female. So in a video, do you target certain people or you just put out whatever? Yeah, whatever content.
Well, you can. I mean, Josh, I don't know if you have anything.
I'm sorry. What was it? Could you just go back to the last 10 seconds?
Yes, 10 seconds. So my business only for like female pilots or whoever in aviation. But in a video, do you target the audience or you just put out a video? They might just see what happens.
I genuinely think that like the algorithms will kind of find your audience after a certain point in time, just based off of the content that you make naturally. Like, I mean, I've been on TikTok for I don't know how many years. Do you know how many makeup tutorial DIYs I get? 0.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I get 0.
Yeah, that's right.
And I genuinely think that if you speak to that audience, like before a video even gets like approved or goes live, like TikTok, Instagram, everything like that, they're transcribing the video and actually approving the video before it even goes live. They're actually looking at the video itself, looking at what's being said in the video, and as soon as you upload the video, it's already transcribing. So I just genuinely think that as long as you speak to that audience and you speak to that target avatar, you just do it enough times that it will find who you're looking to speak to.
Okay, that's good. And I could just, even though like my thing on productions might not really started, like still waiting for the product to start, like to do social media, like it's good like you just start right now. I guess an idea early, you guys say like you could put on production line, what you're going through, show your life, like what you're facing, like the trouble, your production. Don't share that or it's okay. If I need to repeat, let me know. I kind of like rambling, sorry.
Well, it just depends. If you're making content, if you're trying to grow a personal brand, then like, yeah, I would show like your journey, in, you know, your aviation, like I'm assuming you're in aviation, like,
yeah,
right? Like you work in aviation, right? So if you're trying to grow, if you're trying to grow a personal brand, then like, yeah, show that journey. But if you're trying to like be more of an authority figure talking about, when I say that, I mean like an expert on like aviation for like female pilots or things like just women that work in aviation, then like that's just a little bit different. A personal brand is more about you, the things you like to do, and like your kind of goal with that to build that brand up. But for like, if you have a direct already, like I just genuinely just like want to like give more information to like women in aviation, then that's just slightly a little bit different.
Oh, I'm selling the product, so also different too. Okay.
Selling
yeah, mine's like not really. Yeah, it's not personal, not like selling personal, just the product, like the thing they use. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like for you, like if like it's kind of hard to like what is the product per se? Like I kind of need to know what the product is, but like what is it?
Yeah, like a bag, all kind of stuff like you use like for your flying. Just example like that. Yeah. Your flight, yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, so it's a little bit different. So like if you're trying to like I just need to know what's your goal essentially. Like what is your goal? If your goal is to sell more product, like for something like I would detail like sure, like a personal brand route's good as long as like the content at least like lines up with like what the backs for like maybe travel, things like that. Like if you're showing videos of you travel, then like the bag, I'm assuming the product's like a bag like for when you go travel and stuff like that. Like then that would line up and make sense. But if your goal is like to make content about like for women in like aviation, then that's like a little bit different. I'm not sure if like necessarily like maybe the bag lines up with that. I don't know if like a personal brand's the best route to go for that. So it really, you just gotta figure out like what's your goal, like if your goal, like whatever your goal is for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I probably the first one, but yeah, you give me some direction. Like it's different than earlier. A couple people advice you get.
Okay. I think he hopped off. Okay. Eddie, are you there? There he is. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How y'all doing? Josh, it's nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
How y'all doing? So I got a couple questions. So I want to start with my father. So my father's an artist. He does digital and in-person art. And I really just want to help him get his personal brand going, and that way we can get our merchandise going. So we've done a couple hundred t-shirts in the past. And really just for us, we're still trying to find people that have good quality merchandise and things like that. But for him, I want to help him get his personal brand up. He's been doing art longer than I've been alive, and it's creative, very unique in the sense of it's almost a graffiti style. He does art over anything. He's done it for companies, he's done it for people's personal brands and things like that. And like I just want to help him get more exposure to it, because I know whenever we go somewhere or whenever somebody sees his art, it's always like, oh man, like, this is amazing, this is great. And I know for a fact, as being as watching him do it on his tablet, watching him do it on canvas, I know that people gravitate to it. So I know he posts on Instagram a lot. I don't know. I think he does on TikTok as well, but I'm not too sure. But as far as how could he get more exposure for his art in this brand?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I love the fact that you're like trying to help out your dad. By the way, that's amazing. So one of my first things, I personally have never been in like the art space per se, but we work like I don't know if you've been here for quite a while. We have a content agency. So we work with like people in like a variety of different niches, industries, and help people out that I've never even heard of this thing before, right? One of the first things that I always do when I'm trying to discover what is going to work with working for other people is I go look up people that are crushing it within the space. So like if I was you right now, the number one thing that I would do is try to go find artists that are successful on social media and seeing what they're doing to showcase their art. Maybe it could be some like ASMR where it's like a time lapse of like their like art being created, or maybe it's them giving like the background or like telling there's a lot of different angles and things that work for different people. But one of the first things that I would do is go and find 5 to 10 people that are within that industry and see what's working for them, and then start to emulate. Because one of the best things that like I think a lot of people can do, especially when they're like getting started in like content creation, is let's say like you're just like figuring it out still. If you haven't figured out something that's truly works, you're still honing the craft, is emulate what works until you find out why the reason it is working the way it is. Because I feel like it's almost like when I was learning copywriting, the guy that was teaching me how to copyright, he would make me just rewrite famous headlines and study like why they worked. And it's almost like the same with content. Is I would take that same approach of like go find other artists, model them, and then I mean Jack, if you have a different take on this as well, I'm interested to hear what you kind of say on this as well.
No, I mean, typically, if like you're trying to figure out what kind of content to make, my go-to that I would say for everybody is like the only way you can find out what kind of like the shortcut to like, hey, like is the content I'm about to film like have potential to actually work? Is you have to actually find what is like hot right now. And so the way that you do that is like if you want an abundance of ideas, is find 20 to 30 creators in your space. Preferably they have like a really good audience, but like they have to show that they have some sort of viral videos like going. And I would just write down on a piece of paper or like on a Word doc, Google Doc, whatever, like who the creator was and every viral video that like happened in like the last like 30 to 60 days, and then just next to it, like once you have that list, circle all the ones you think you could recreate, and then like draw out like how you could recreate that video with your own original spin. So you might see a video like, oh, I can create that, but if in your head you're like, I could create something similar to that, but the way that it was presented, I could totally do the same thing. Then I would just we're not going to reinvent the wheel. Like we weren't the first people to do an interview on the street. I think we made it very popular, especially in the business space. Like we've seen a lot of companies try to emulate us and like what we do, like a ton. But like there's a lot of like hard knocks copycats, but we weren't the first person to like go out on the street and ask somebody a question. Like that's been done. So like you just gotta find what are those things that are working right now from creators that are in your space that's good, and you just gotta get the game. We did the same thing with our thumbnails. Like our thumbnails on YouTube, like our thumbnails sucked so bad, and eventually like we were just like, what if we just straight up copied somebody like who like like somebody that does like street interviews with like millionaires like on YouTube that has done a video like this before, and just like made like our own like little tweak to it, and well, you know, those videos started to pop off because like we weren't trying to find mistakes. We find what's working, what people gravitate towards. So you just gotta do the same thing.
Okay, I'll let them know because I said, and then like I said, because we're trying to get the clothing brand going, and it's just positivity. It's that the brand is you gotta love yourself, which is ugly. So it's the brand is ugly. You gotta love yourself. The clothing company, and pretty much, I mean, just that simple message in itself is really what it is. But like I said, just trying to put it out there because I've seen how people gravitate to his art, and I see that people love it. So it's just a thing of I want to help him get it out because he does work for all kinds of people, commission based. And like I said, he'll do it on canvas. I have some of the canvas in the house that we make, and I know he's even willing to do commissions for other people. They ask for orders. He'll do the work and things like that. So like I just want to help him get his brand up because it's art, and people always gonna gravitate towards art. And I know I know for you guys, it's not necessarily what you guys are into, but as far as finding leads and ways to kind of pull people in, I know that's something you have a little bit of saying. So thank you for that. And another thing is that I want to do for myself, just a mindset thing. I recently created a separate account on Instagram called Positive Minds Only. I hadn't posted anything on there. I hadn't set like profile picture yet. But I was also planning on just going and following people that I know was in that space, in that field, of just mental upbringing and things like that, building positive mentalities, and just people that talk about being positive and ways to help yourself, way to benefit your surroundings and things like that. So what would be, I would say more like hashtags. What is, because I know there's an algorithm that you got to kind of figure out how it works. You guys have any insight on that?
Yeah. So and this is probably a really great point for everybody. Like hashtags, the little itty bitty things that people think are going to work to like somehow make a video magically go viral. It's almost kind of a myth. Like your goal, and this is straight from like probably the best content creator in the world, Mr. Beast, is that your number one goal is to be trying to make the best videos possible. And you're just like literally just focus on like if you're the concept for your video and the actual like material in it is so interesting that like that's what you should be focused on that first and foremost. Like when I'm teaching somebody how to like how do you make like a really good viral video, I never talk about like, oh, you need to include this hashtag or things like that. I always like talk about the structure of the video to deliver the idea in the best way to grab the most attention as possible. James, you want to chime in?
Yeah, Eddie, I would just say hashtags aren't the biggest thing. I put them on every video just because. But what I will say is a lot of these platforms, in particular TikTok, is becoming very much more SEO based. Like YouTube, it's like the keywords that you put in the description and the captions, like it's more search engine based. So therefore, the description or the caption of your video, I think, is way more important than the hashtags themselves. So for example, like when we do a caption, what I'll do is I'll literally put, I'll have kind of like a catchy hook. A caption, for example, could be, he sold his company for $600 million with like an emoji where like the guy's head's blown up, period. And then I'll literally write out, I asked a 9-figure Houston entrepreneur how he was able to scale from an 8 to a 9-figure company, period. I also asked him the best advice he got from, his mentor and how he went from -30 into debt to building a multi-million-dollar empire. So I don't think the hashtags are necessarily as important, but because TikTok is adapting more of like a search engine based platform where people are discovering a lot more content through SEO on TikTok, the captioning of your videos are a lot more important now than they were, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. Because 2019, TikTok did not have a really big SEO based algorithm feature, but they do now. So I think the captions that you create, make sure that they're actually written out thoroughly as opposed to just like somebody will have a caption that says, here's this video to learn more. And it's like, bro, that doesn't do shit anymore. You know what I mean? So I would get really in tune with more SEO based captions and writing out exactly what you're talking about in the video. It doesn't have to be a book that you're writing, but just so that way you can kind of cover on the premises of the different things that we're talking about. So that goes for anybody. If you're like captions, it's not the most important thing at the end of the day. Like Jack said, like our rule of thumb is like great content will always perform. And if you're stuck at a certain number of followers for a long time, a certain number of views for a long time, it literally doesn't get any more clear than make better content. And that's what we always go back to. Like it's always a gap with the content you're making. A hashtag's not going to save you. A caption's not necessarily going to save you. But like that's what I can offer and tell you that like I would just definitely focus on structuring captions to where like it's clear to the viewer, but also people can discover you through that like SEO based feature on the platforms.
All right. Thank you. Good to see you as well. But no, thank you for that. I'm gonna see what I can do.
If you want like actual direction on the hashtags, like I would just put 3 to 5 hashtags on the video and make them not super specific. You want to try to use hashtags that like more people can see.
Yeah.
Like some like a lot of corporate marketers, like they'll be like the name of their company, like they have like summit or whatever, like be like this is a company like Vertis, like this the company's name is Vertis here, like on the mobile, they'll be like hashtag Vertis like Vertis Summit 2024. How many people are searching that? Nobody's going to search Vertis. Like nobody knows that company, right? Maybe Microsoft, but like make your hashtag a little bit more broad. That's just gonna give you some directed like tactics on that. But at the end of the day, like it's not gonna matter much. If your video sucks, your videos it's not gonna go viral. Like I would put more emphasis on that.
All right, thank you guys. Once again, good to see y'all. Hopefully I'll get down to Austin soon and meet in person.
Yes, sir, man. Absolutely appreciate you, Eddie.
Yes, sir.
Is Nick, if you could turn your camera on, I can bring you up, man. There he is. How you doing?
What is up, guys? How are you?
Doing great.
Very nice to meet you guys. I actually just joined this school last week, so it's funny. I'm in a bunch of schools, and I think this is the only one that I'm actually active in any way.
Let's go,
As I think
man.
with school groups, you like join different groups, and then like you just don't care anymore. But I'm gonna try to be active in this one. Okay, so guys, I have started as of last month. I started to be active again on my Instagram. I think James mentioned it earlier, right? You got to have like one social network that you're focused on, and the other ones can grow, but that you need to have one kind of main one that you're focused on growing. And the reason why I'm focused growing the Instagram is because I have a lot of digital products that I've made for my clients and for my patients, and I put digital products on my website, on my store, on my digital store. So the reason why I'm trying to grow my Instagram and focus on it is because I want people to check out the link in the bio, to go to the store, to buy all these kind of health and wellness oriented products that are there on the store. I'm using a bunch of different technology. I'm a pretty big nerd with this stuff, right? So I've got like ManyChat, I've got a whole chat funnel set up that I paid a company to help me set up, and I have a newsletter that I have like 382 subscribers. I'm trying to grow the newsletter. So my question to you guys is, okay, well, and I can share my Instagram if you want to check it out, or share. I don't know, do we have permission to share our screen? Can we do that?
Sure. What's your ad? I can pull it up.
What's the what?
What's your channel? Like you're on Instagram? I can pull it for you.
Yeah, it's what's behind me here. Instead of you, it's Doc. So all one word, the Doc. And then the website is in the link, or in the bio rather.
Awesome. Dr. Nick, I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, bro, that's kind of the plan. That's kind of what I am trying to focus on. So yeah, when I started last month, my follower count was at 47.1. And I've just been consistent. Like it's a little bit draining, but I kind of have a system set up. I'm literally posting 6 pieces of content today. Like those top 6 that you see are like all brand new as of today. Now on the website, if you click on the store at the top right. So right here, I have a lot of digital products, right? From the most expensive is right here on this page, $2.99, and they go all the way down to like $2.99, right? So it spans a gamut. All of them though are for people who are interested in kind of health and wellness, right? And staying well and staying healthy. So my question to
these are all info products from you?
Yes.
From your information? Okay.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. So basically, that's my question to you guys, right? Is I don't know exactly how to promote the products well enough on my Instagram, or where to do it, or how to. I mean, I'm a very big believer, and I'm sure you guys. I'm a very big believer in systems, right? Life is all you got to find a system and then rinse, wash, repeat. So I'd like to figure out a system for consistently promoting the digital products on my Instagram, such that people are consistently going over to the webpage, whether they buy something that's $2.99 or something that's $299, whatever. I truly don't care. Now what I am doing, so you're clicking around. If you click on like that one that says 1 drink equals 7 potato chips, what I've tried to do recently is I do limited quantity giveaways. So if you look at the first line of that caption, comment drink below, and I'll send my limited quantity alcohol energy content guide. So this is actually something that's on the website. However, I've set up the website so that it only gives away 10 copies of this, right? So the people who comment on this video, if you're quick enough, right, you can get it for free. If you're not quick enough, then you don't get it, right? But within the ManyChat flow, I have told people, hey, if you want to be quick enough next time, turn on post notifications for my account. But yeah, ultimately, this is me giving away stuff for free, right? And basically, obviously, driving engagement to my page, getting more profile views. Actually, I'm looking at my Instagram on my side right now. In the last 30 days, and I only started back up on August 12th. I started back up posting consistently, but in the last 30 days, I've gotten 684,000 views, which I mean, I'm kind of proud about because I've never had that many views. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to utilize this new kind of viewership on my page to consistently get sales over on my website of low ticket. Because I do one-on-one coaching that's thousands of dollars, but everything on the website I consider low. Like those are low ticket items, and I'm just trying to consistently sell them.
Yeah, and so you just need some more help with how to like just increase the amount of people that are just increase sales pretty much.
Yeah, just have sales happen, and then how do I have them happen on a whatever answer you give me, can I systematize it so that on a routine basis? Like for example, bro, every month I release a new recipe pack. So the September recipe pack, I don't think I posted it on the website on my store yet, but there is an August recipe pack, right? There's a July recipe pack. So I'm routinely like releasing a monthly recipe pack, a monthly meal plan, a couple different resources that people can get. And essentially I'm just trying to figure out, okay, well, what's the best way because I mean, if you look at my page, right, it's not a salesy page. I don't want it to be a salesy page. I want it to be a page where, hey, like this is a doctor who cares about metabolic health and doesn't want you on pills and wants you to make the right choices. So that's why he's provided all these resources on his website. So I don't want it to be a salesy page, but I definitely want it to be a page where I could somehow utilize in some consistent way to generate sales, and I haven't necessarily figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah, so I have a couple ideas for you. First one would be if you don't mind pivoting the offers that you're currently offering right now. I don't know if you were ever interested in considering starting a paid community to where like people could join, pay a monthly fee, and you could charge, like you don't have to charge what like we charge, like charge like a company, it could be a couple $100 a month. Like people care about their health, wealth, love, happiness. Like people pay for all that stuff. So like
I already kind of have one in school. It's called the Finish Tribe. It was $27 a month, and people were paying that. However, it's funny that you bring that up, Jack, because within the last week we've been working with this new guy, Sean, who's basically like, no. He's like, you should have a 3-month program that's all encapsulated. You tell people, hey, 2 to 3 months, and then it's going to be between $2,000 to $3,000, and then they're going to have kind of one-on-one coaching calls with me per week. They're going to have custom meal plans. They're going to have the holistic health stuff, blah blah blah. And I'm definitely down to do that. We have a plan on that end, and I do think it'll be effective. We're going to make promotional Instagram reels and post it and promote it. But the way I like to think about my business, Jack, right? So the fittest year, right, is one-on-one coaching, and like I said, that's multiple thousands of dollars for clients, right? It's actually I can just speak for it.
I just wanted to ask, first of all, great to meet you. And I just wanted to ask, is the coaching for people just trying to optimize their health, or is it for people trying to like build success in the medical practice? I'm pretty sure it's optimizing the health, right?
It's a former, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Got it, James. Yeah. So it is a former, James. So it's people who are looking to optimize specifically their metabolic health. They're paying around $10,000 to work with me for 5 months on one-on-one coaching. So that's one avenue of the business, Jack. Right? That's my one-on-one coaching. And then now I have the Finish Tribe, the community. That's what I consider like my community, right? $27 a month. And obviously that's something that I want to keep going, even though it looks like we may pivot that and focus less on the very low, because this is the thing that amazes me. When you give people something super cheap, like, oh, $20 a month, $27 a month, people don't act when things are free or very cheap. It's almost like they don't value it. It's a very interesting psychology thing. You have to make them pay. So, we think we're going to go with this $2,000 or $3,000 thing, and we're going to limit it to a cohort of like 10. Say, hey, 10 people over the course of 2 to 3 months, Dr. Nick will help you with your health and a holistic focus and help you, get off medications and all this good stuff. But even outside of that, Jack, even outside of that, James, in my head, I'm like, look, I have this website and I have many low ticket items on this website. And furthermore, I'm consistently producing and releasing more content, more resources on the website that are anywhere from $2.99 to like $99. And then there's a couple products that are like $1.99, $2.99. And I think $2.99 is as high as it goes. So really what I wanted some counseling on from you guys is, okay, well, those specifically the store, right? The store items. If I want to consistently push that to people on Instagram in a non-salesy way, what's the best method? And I'll tell you my idea thus far. You can shut it down or you can approve it. My idea thus far is every time I come out with something new, what day is it here? It's the 19th of September. So October 1st, when I'm done with the October recipe pack and I release it to everybody in my Finish Try community and I release it to my clients, I could make it an Instagram story and say, hey, here's the October recipe pack. Maybe post a couple pictures of a couple of the recipes that are available. Post a link on my story, even though I've heard from a lot of people that you should never post a link on your story because it hurts your engagement, and instead you should have like a ManyChat automation, comment a keyword. But in my mind, that's kind of my idea, right? As it pertains to how to consistently push this out to my Instagram followers. The downside of posting it on my story is that's relegated to 24 hours and then it's gone, right? As opposed to something that is more permanent on my feed, but is still not salesy, right? So that's kind of where I'm at, and I wanted to jump on here and ask.
Yeah, for sure. So, James, you mind if I take this?
I'll just add a couple things, and then Jack, I'll let you go ahead and go. So for starters, I know that one of the things that you said initially, you brought up how I said earlier in the call about kind of going deep on one network. I meant on like one channel. So like if I were you, I would be posting on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Like Facebook Reels is a gold mine. And
I'm doing that.
Okay,
I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm using Metricool to post on everything simultaneously. The only problem is that my ManyChat funnel, I have to optimize the ManyChat funnel on Facebook. The one on Instagram is really good. The one on Facebook, I think it could be breakable if somebody messages the right thing. So we'll see.
So I will also add, what are the follower counts on, like, let's say like Facebook or like other platforms where like you have a software posting to them?
Yeah, so the follower count on Facebook is 1,100. The follower count on YouTube grew from 320 that it was on August 12th to currently 534. TikTok, I don't know if I'm like getting suppressed by the algorithm. It's really weird, man. TikTok is like 178. And I have the same username on TikTok. Like I just don't get the same amount of views. And I'm posting literally the same thing. And then what's the last one? Oh, and I also post on X and I post on Threads. And Threads is doing well, probably because it's hooked up to Instagram,
So just a couple things on that. This is just some like I guess insight is that number one, we completely stop all like software platforms for like posting for our clients and any of our personal stuff. And we have VAs that actually go ahead and post directly for them. Just because we've noticed and we've seen with ourselves and other agencies as well, that typically what will happen is people will have a lot of success on one platform if they're posting directly on it. And then if it's being posted by another software, something about it and not integrating with that other platform just does not mesh very well. So that's an idea. I would if I were you, instead of having a software upload, I would have a VA that could be in another country physically uploading at the times that you want. That's just what I would recommend doing because I have not seen success with any of our clients or channels that we've run having it uploaded by like another software. But you're on all platforms, which is really good. I know that you said you're posting 6 times a day. I don't think 6 is too much, but at the same time, I've also seen people oversaturate the amount of content that they're posting. Like to me, I think especially with talking head videos in a niche like this, I would probably be posting max 4 times a day. 3 times, I think, is a sweet spot. And I would focus more on just making better videos at less of an output. Because if you're still posting 3 times a day, it's still 21 pieces of content that are going out in a week. It's still a significant amount of content compared to even the people within your niche that are posting. Like most people running medical practices or that are in your space, I can tell you, are not posting that much. And like you're still going to be outbeating them posting just 3 to 4 times a day. Now, you don't have to scale back. I personally would recommend that just as far as what I've seen with ourselves and other like really successful influencers across social media. I would scale back slightly on the output and just put a lot more effort into making better videos. Not that the videos aren't great, but I would just say that that's kind of like the effort that I would like take towards as far as like output goes. As far as the community
so James, sorry to interrupt for 1 second, bro, but I'm not posting 6 talking head a day. So if you look at my posts from today, 2 of them were Twitter-like posts, 1 of them was a carousel, 3 of them were talking head.
Okay, so then that's more along the lines of like what I would have been recommending. So then you are posting out a really good output then. I thought it was just 6 straight posts to like your Instagram feed as like reels. I would, we can talk about kind of like the content ideation. So give me 1 second. We can talk a little about the content ideation as well. As far as the community goes, I think you brought up a really good point, being that a lot of people are willing to invest in their health and making that pivot to go high ticket. But just as an idea, even if you did keep that low ticket community at, let's say, 27, 30, 40 bucks a month, what you could do is you could always just funnel a lot of people in there, and then you could always upsell those people to like one-on-one coaching. That's an idea that I think would work great. And you can also kind of take the stance of like, if you had other really successful medical professionals that have their own practices that are very well versed in metabolic health, biohacking, all these different things, and you can kind of have them as guest speakers on a call. Maybe it's 1 or 2 a month, however many that you would want to do it, like your volume. That's just an idea. But I wouldn't necessarily completely forego the low ticket community unless you do like specifically working with people on a high ticket basis, because I think that the upsell going from low ticket to the one-on-one coaching, I think you have a lot of success with that. As far as the stories go, all of our stories are through ManyChat sequence. Prior to us doing ManyChat, it was always driving a reply though, because replies is the #1 metric for pushing stories out. So like link clicks, it's going to suppress the amount of views that you're willing to give, just because a reply is way more valuable to the Instagram algorithm than a link click per se. So I would definitely be driving traffic through either ManyChat or if you have a setter, somebody like that. But I think replies on the stories would be your best bet. And then in terms of like the content itself, where you don't want to be like too salesy, I think as long as you're like leading with value, where it's 45 seconds to a minute and 20 seconds worth of value, and then towards the end is when you're plugging. If you guys want to work one-on-one with me or kind of maybe come up with more creative different ways to integrate that in there, I don't think that comes off as very salesy, because again, you're leading with a lot of value. I think the video that Jack had pulled up was you talking about, I don't think people talk about this enough, and about like the effects of like alcohol. Well, you talk about, if you're this specific person and then you have a clear promise for what that person can get when they work one-on-one with you. If you want to learn how to completely transform your life, become alcohol free, whatever it may be, whatever that clear promise is that you have, then that's kind of like where the integration could kind of come in there at the end.
Got it.
Yeah, so Nick, I saw that Casey said Alex H in the chat. I was literally gonna give you some advice that we got from spending the day with Alex Ramosi, where he's like, and the founder of school. This is a lot of the successful models that people are getting, especially if you're trying to do that like high ticket coaching, is like drive them to like the free low ticket community, give people a taste. I was even thinking like if you had a free community set up and you had like the things on your website, but you can put a paywall on school for them, so people like you can still have like a bunch of free resources and stuff there to get people over there. They'll always have that paywall available for them to pay for all those things, and as well as they can funnel them into the coaching. That's just a recommendation. As far as the content goes, James touched on a really good thing. Like I wanted to show you two examples, one in the medical space and one not. So this girl's a dating coach. Her content is not super salesy, but she always has a call to action usually at the end of her videos for people to work with. She does dating coaching. She has low ticket products. She has high ticket products. So I mean, like I can play like one of her videos for you, but like you can kind of see. She usually she'll do like a 3-prong thing, and at the end she'll do a call to action.
Volume.
Yes, her humans ask goodbye. The most reliable way to tell.
That one didn't have like a call to action or a coaching program, but sometimes some of them will just have them follow the page. Another thing that like Gary Vee, Alex Ramosi talk about is like jab, right hook. If you're not wanting to like necessarily like be super salesy, then like and you even see this with our content, like post like really good videos, like and then like maybe like one every 6, one every 7 is a little bit more salesy towards the end of it. You just give a lot of value, give a lot of value, and then like that one video, like make a video that's a little bit more direct on like working with you. That way it's like, hey, like, oh, you're selling. Well, I mean, I give so much free value away. Like this one post, like most people aren't gonna get upset with that. So also, are you collecting emails through ManyChat?
Yes, yeah, and then so I'm collecting emails and then I funnel them through the API to my ConvertKit.
Amazing. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you had that set up since like it's free email grab, literally.
Yeah, no, but bro, Jack, I just literally very recently set that up. I literally like 5 or 6 days ago, I already have 40 new subscribers. So like the alcohol one that James talked about earlier, right? That one, people will say they want that freebie, they give their name, they give their email, it automatically sets a ConvertKit. They immediately get my first email and they also get the alcohol guide. So yeah, I'm slowly but surely. I mean, dude, I've had my Instagram account suspended in the past. Like it's once you're on the social media so long enough, you realize you don't really own it, so you gotta collect that email,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think that answered my question. I mean, as well as it could. So I appreciate it, guys. I'll definitely try to implement that and potentially come back on in the future for any other questions if I have them.
Awesome, man. Nick, glad to have you in the community, man. Thanks for joining and hopping in.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack.
All right, Lydia. We got 2 more. So Lydia, if you can turn your camera on.
Oh, what's up?
There we go. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great.
Good. All right. So my name's Lydia. I'm a artist. I'm also a barber. I cut hair, but genuinely I feel like I always want to do like music, but I also am like trying to aspire in like doing like a clothing brand. And like I have somebody who I've been like kind of working with. Like he's he shot like a music video for me once, and like he seems like a really good mentor. He said, like he brought this to me, like, if you ever need a mentor, then just hit me up. And I've seen his work, and like he's done work for me. Like I paid him to do it, and yeah, like should I take that risk? He does everything like I want to learn from. Like I want to get into film and like cinematography, and like he's a music promoter as well, so he would be like promoting me to like do shows and whatnot. Like he does everything that I want to do and like learn from. And he said like it's 1K for a mentorship, like but like for life. So like, do you think like I should take that risk? And he's also local in my area. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota.
So what's your goal?
My goal is just to just like promote myself, and like I like promote my brand as well, like with like my music, with my clothing brand. I feel like genuinely, like I also mentioned like I'm a barber as well. I feel like one thing is like I'm trying to promote like getting more clients in my chair, but genuinely it's just one way for me to make money, so I can get like multiple streams of income. But I think my goal is to like work with other people to get like my music to like a higher reaching, I guess. Does that make sense?
What is the number one thing driving you the most money right now?
Probably like I have a part-time job. I'm a lifeguard at a pool, and like my barbering thing, but I'm just starting off because I just got licensed, but I've been cutting hair for like 2 years though. But I just started in like a shop, like, and I've been working there since like January, so I made like maybe 3 to 6K like this past year through that. Starting from January, and like, I've been working my part-time job as well. So
yeah, so I mean, a couple things. It seems like, first of all, the biggest thing that if I were you, I would hone in on is focusing on the number one thing that's going to bring you the most money, and then also just being like really realistic as far as like it's going to be really hard to go all in on making money barber to like the music stuff. Like it's not that it's not possible, but I think the best thing to do would be if you want to build a business out of being a barber. It's like, okay, document that content crushes. Somebody just said in the chat, there's some very wealthy barbers because a lot of it has to kind of do with like association, right? Like look at the guys like Big Blends. There's numerous barbers that have cracked the code on content because there's a lot of different ways and assets that you can kind of use other people within your content, and therefore kind of help you grow and scale that way from like a content perspective. And then another thing that you could do is when you're starting to kind of make music, you can implement that right into the videos as you're cutting people's hair. That's just kind of an idea. The thing about paying the guy $1,000 to mentor and promote you, I don't know who this person is, so I couldn't tell you whether that would be a worth investment. If I'm going to be honest with you, unless this guy has an actual track record of legitimately blowing people up, making them money, getting them in shows, then I wouldn't just fall for somebody just selling you a dream. You know what I mean? That's just my completely honest and like raw opinion on that, right? Because like a 1K mentorship for a lifetime, like it just doesn't sound like to me like a really legit offer. Like I said, unless this person has a credible track record and the people that this guy's worked with, that he's actually that he can guarantee to get you kind of into some of the shows or whatever, maybe whatever that kind of next step is. That's actually something that you're wanting to really pursue. So I think the first thing is you need to get really honest with yourself and really specific about what it is that you actually want to do, what's going to make you money, and then kind of like go from there. If it is being a barber, then I would go all in on creating content as a barber because that's going to bring you more clients, it's going to get you more exposure, it's going to allow you to charge higher prices. That's just what I've seen the nature of barbers from all across the country, right? There's barbers in Miami that make $350,000 to $700,000 a year, right? And it's all because of the platform that they've been able to build and the people that they cut. So once the higher magnitude of the people that you cut kind of goes up, prices go up, and the more people are willing to pay you for your services. So that's kind of my insight on that. I think that the biggest thing is you need to just write everything out and get really specific with yourself as far as like the thing that's going to give you the best return on your time spent doing whatever that is. And that doesn't mean that you can't ever do music, but the thing is like unless you have a solid foundation, it's hard to just start making music like as like a full time. I mean, it could be a passion project on the side where you spend an hour a day or a couple hours a week doing that. But yeah, you just need to get really honest and clear with yourself, man, and then vet the people before you are making that kind of investment in yourself with other people.
But yeah, that's definitely I think like doing music is definitely just something like I do as a hobby, like not as a hobby, but like more of like I do this on the side and like hopefully like my barbering thing, like I'm trying to get more clients slowly but surely just by like going out talking to people. Another question, like how do I promote myself better, like my brand, and like how can I be more in depth about like what my brand is about?
Well, what is your brand at the moment? Like what are you currently putting out? Like, are you posting content? What's the foundation of the brand right now?
The foundation of it is my barbering brand. It's called Saint Lydia Blends, but I want to like go more for it, like how in for like a like Christian clothing brand, like putting like graphic art on it, like that ties from like the foundation of like my like who I am like as a person, not just as a barber. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, if you want my recommendation, if I were you, I would be trying to get as many testimonials. If you really want to blow your brand up as a barber, you can throw I think like you can throw the music stuff in there, you can throw like the merch and things like that. But like you gotta get like a fan base and a clientele for things like that. Like if I were you, like I would try to use the concept of networking up. I would try to cut notable people. Like I would try to like get haircuts with notable people, whether it's in your local area, whether it's in like give free and do free cuts. Like I know that sounds crazy for some people, but like literally like, give the product away for free to get the marketing materials to be able to show off what you do. The money's gonna come. But like if you just show off your skills, and I would go all in on one lane, like I wouldn't try to be like music and try to blow up barber, try to blow up merch. Like I would pick one that you're most passionate about, the one that's giving you the most return, right? Like that you think will give you the most return in the long run, go all in on it, and you just need to start associating yourself with like cutting notable people to where it's like why do you think people hire celebrities for commercials? It's because it's like that association. So if you're like I put in the chat this guy we know, his name's Jose Solis, he's billionaire barber in Miami. Like his 3 pin posts of people that he's cut are Javante Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Rick Ross. So like clearly people are gonna like want to get a cut from this guy because he's cut some of the most notable people in sports and entertainment and things like that. So like if I were you, I would go all in on like trying to like show as many people as possible that like your skills is like giving phenomenal haircuts and like try to actually like cut some notable people if you can. I know that sounds crazy right now, but like I would just go all in on the concept for that. And like you should, like Vic Blends is a great person. Like he showed his personality to the content. So like if I were you, like you could do something very similar to that. It doesn't have to be like the same like do interviews while you're doing the cut, but if you have your own set of questions or things like that, like throw your own original spin on it. If you like music, maybe you could sing while you're doing the sing or rap or whatever while you're doing the cut or whatever. I don't know, like the original. But I just know in order for you to like really crush it as a barber, is like you need to get the content showing the cut and also your association with people who you are cutting.
Sweet. All right, cool. And last question. Like thank you for all the advice. I think it means a lot. Like I want to grow my team. Like how can I grow my team? I understand like with networking and whatnot. Like would you suggest like should I go out to like certain events more? Pop out at
so like what like it depends where you're at financially, right? So like if you have funds to hire people, like for sure, like then make some hires. If you're like it depends what you mean by team. If you're looking for employees, then it depends what your budget is and how you be able to like can you afford to pay people hourly, things like that. If you're looking for like just people to work for you for free, then it's okay, like you might have to give up like a cut in the business. Like you have to sell them on that vision for them to come in. So if you're wondering like where to find those people, it's just like you have to like establish like what your vision is for the company, like what your vision is for the company, and like go out and find them. I mean, those are some questions for you. Like who are those? Like what kind of people are you trying to bring employees, or are you trying to bring in like it depends what you mean by team.
No, just more like not employees right now, just because like I'm still building. I think more like just a team of like people that I can trust like certain relationships and yeah, so not like people really to hire for like not now, not yet, not at this moment, but just like just like a team like of like relationships, people who are willing to like do things for free, but like I mean like I'm willing to give them a certain cut, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, so like to be honest, like you need to build your notoriety more.
Okay.
Like so for you need to establish yourself as like because like winners want to hang around winners. You know what I mean? So like if you can establish and build yourself up to be somebody worth networking with, then it's like hey, like if you're looking like where to go find those people, like most people aren't just gonna work for free for somebody unless you can offer them like knowledge, connections, things like that. Like you see like we have people in the RDocs DMs asking left and right to work for us for free, like hundreds. It's just because it's just like they know that like hey, we can help bring them knowledge, connections, things like that, proximity to wealthy people. People only gonna work for free if they can get something like that in return, the opportunity to work with you. If you're looking for like just people that are like-minded hustling, things like that, like you're just looking for like people to build with, things like then I mean. Don't necessarily, I think like social media is a good one. Look in social media in your area, like people that are posting and like doing great stuff. I mean, it's really just gotta kind of be the full networking circle. It really just depends what your goal. But I think for you, like what you need to be focused on is just like you need to like become the best at your craft. What you're doing. Show it to the world. Seriously.
All right, sweet. That's all I have. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Lydia. I'm gonna bring up Stream. Stream, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Sorry about that. I was having some technical problems. Great to see you guys, Jack, James, and Josh. It's been a while.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how's everything? Everything good?
Doing great, man.
Amazing. I had a couple questions. So I did start my business social media early on, and we did start posting. As you know, we are in the food business, so like we connect caterers with people that love homemade food, and we bring them homemade food. We do delivery, almost like a DoorDash for homemade food. So in terms of our social media, in terms of the business side, we used to post recipes, and we grew that account. I don't know if you want to check. We grew that account to a couple hundred followers, and then it just suddenly stopped.
What's
like
up?
It's called Caterings with a K, KTERINGS. So it's just a bunch of recipes and things like that. I mean, that's the first idea that I had, and I just stuck with that idea through on, I think, for a couple months. And we grew it.
Is that the actual app on like Instagram, Caterings?
Yeah, Caterings. That's our business name as well as the app. Yeah, just if you look at it, scroll down. We post two days a week. I think it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we've been doing that consistently. And after around 900 followers, we just stopped. So I was looking.
I can't even find you guys.
Really?
Yeah. Let me look
maybe it's spelled wrong. A lot of people spell it wrong. Yeah, let me drop it in the chat.
That would be very helpful.
Sorry, it sounds a little weird and spelled a little weird. Just dropped it.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we've been consistently posting recipes, things that we can on the internet.
So one thing I see, there's no video content.
Yeah,
Zero video
So
content. So I've been trying
I
to.
would start because just straight up posts like they're cool, but your reach is gonna be super slow. It's gonna be based on other people sharing them, or you're getting on the explore page. If I were you, I would seriously invest in video content. This might be crazy. I have an idea for you on like what you should do for your video content.
What's up?
You're in Canada, so you might know this guy.
Yeah.
You're familiar with MD Motivator?
MD Motivator. I might have heard of him, but I don't think so.
Name's Zachary.
Yeah.
So he makes videos where he goes around and he basically like helps like people that are less fortunate. He'll be the guy be like, hey, like he needs help with something, and then they do something kind. He's like, well, I actually didn't need you to do that. But I just the first person to be nice for me, I had to give for them. And he gives them like $1,000.
Amazing.
Things like that. I think you could do something very similar, but like giving somebody like a home cooked meal.
Very interesting. Amazing.
And basically, it's like you got this is how you build a strong emotional connection with people. They feel the emotion. But when I think of like home cooked meal, Sareem, I think of like family. I think of like the love, the culture that gets poured into that. And so, like for you, you need to show that emotion through the content and get people attached to your brand through that. And I think like the one thing that this guy MD Motivator does really well is he embarks emotion. He ignites emotion in the people that watch his videos. And so for you, for you, I would take a similar route through the content of like blessing somebody with like a home cooked meal for free. I know like that's money, that's time, that's things like that. But like trust me, I think that this marketing strategy for you would pay dividends from an organic content perspective.
Yeah.
Like this model works. If it hits, like you have a ton of like emotional draw from the audience to this kind of content. And I think for you, like that lines up perfectly with what I think the problem that you're solving with your company is like why do people why do people love home cooked meals, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helps. I'm gonna share his Instagram.
So okay, that helps a little bit. But the dilemma that I'm having is that I have two types of customers. One are caterers and one are customers. Now, where should I target my audience to? That's just one of the dilemmas I'm having. The real money that I'm making is from the caterers. I'm taking a percentage of their cost. Now, the thing is, I have to sell their food to take that percentage. So that's one dilemma I'm having, and I don't know.
I'm sorry. So this honestly makes content even better for you because people love to support like people's like small businesses, things like that, especially in these kinds of videos.
Yeah.
Like you know like Keith Lee, right? Do you know who that is?
No, never heard of him.
So Keith Lee, he's like this like food reviewer. He's got like 10 million followers plus on TikTok. Super popular. Basically, if he reviews somebody's restaurant, and he usually reviews like some really small businesses that are struggling, and he'll review it and he'll post the restaurant.
Yeah.
That place is flooded with customers the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you basically went to the caterers that do the home cooked meals, things like that.
Yep.
You basically make a video around like there's like some emotion, oh they're struggling, things like that. And you show like, hey, like I can help you get customers, and you do like maybe some food reviews of the home cooked meals.
Yeah.
And it shows the recipe, everything, and you show the emotion that person put into the food. And you're really like, guys, and the call to action is like, guys, if you want to order food from so and so, like in this area, go on catering's app and you can place your order right now to support them. Like I'm telling you like that. Like that's how you can connect with caterers. And then like in the captions and things like that, if you're a caterer and if you're a caterer and you'd like to if you're a caterer, you'd like to get more customers, things like that, join caterings or send us a DM, join caterings, things like that. That's how you can get a lot of the caterers. As far as customers, people are going to go in the app to purchase food from the person that you're featuring.
Yeah.
And so like they're already using it, it gets more people exposed, things like that. I think that's a great way to spread and share it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great idea. That did not come to my mind for some reason. But yeah.
I would take it as like, hey, like if you're a caterer, you're like struggling to get customers, things like that. I would make a video with them and basically just show the power of your app. I know it's like it's in development. Like I know you're
it's
early stages. But you can almost like even like if it's built and people can use it, like you can almost like make it just like be like hey like ordering a meal through it, things like that. Just show those are just ideas for me. I think like if you actually committed to that idea and you cracked it, your brand's gonna go crazy. I'm telling you.
The thing is that right now, since I'm in the starting stages, I'm building up the brand or like the company in itself. How important is it for me to get on social media? That's also what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
How important is it for you to get on social media? Well, it just depends like what marketing you want to do. Like, do you have a budget for paid ads? Then like you can it just if you don't for your thing really like I'm so serious. I think like with your idea it like might be like really beneficial for you to like maybe get some funding.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying, man.
I know that sounds crazy. Like oh like yeah thanks I need money, but like I don't know if you've already made that decision. Like if you trying to bootstrap this thing, it might be like very difficult. I'm just letting you know that.
It is very difficult because like I spend my entire savings on this shit, man. It's
I love it. No, it's like your entrepreneurship, dude. If you can try, like I'm telling you, you have a great idea. I full on believe in your idea, dude. Like seriously, like
appreciate it.
Like you just need to find like I'm telling you, like if you got investors that would give you a marketing budget. It's like I personally think if you don't have a budget for this stuff, like I'm telling you the concept strategy I'm giving you right now, that concept will work. If you can get a video like that to hit, you will get users and you will have caterers reaching out to you because like I need a video like that posted about my business. It's like okay, get on caterings. Get on caterings. And you can do like a raffle of just like who gets the next video, things like that. But you gotta do video content. I'm telling you, like that's how you build a connection between audience and product right there.
Yeah, I'll definitely try that out. Now, a second part to the question, or another side of the question, is that I'm also trying to build my personal brand. Now, me personally, what I like in social media is that motivation almost. You know what I mean? Those motivational videos, things like that. And that's what I wanted to create. Now, I got like a surge of motivation one day, and I created a video, and I looked at it, and I'm like, shit, nah, it's not going on social media. So just the thing about me is that I want something to be perfect almost. You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's never happening. Perfect. I know that myself. It's never happening.
So there's another member who asked the same question that you just asked earlier in the call. His name's Rodley. So I'm gonna tell you the same advice that we told him. Like your personal brand, I want you to. We showed him this guy Lucas Pachter. This is I'll share the link to his TikTok.
And another side to the question is there ever the right topic to post about? Because I know I'm like me personally, again, I'm into like motivation quotes and things like that. So that's what I was thinking, how I should post that as well. You know what I mean? I'm into that. I'm passionate about that. Let me try posting that. But then it gets into my head, like, is there ever a right thing to post about? Almost.
Nobody knows unless your audience like give you that feedback. So let me just speak for a second.
Okay.
So what I told Rod, so the way that you as an entrepreneur building your personal brand, motivation, things like that, like you need to be just documenting your process of building your company. And that's what this personal brand is gonna be built on. The grind, the hustle. You said I put all my savings into this. Those are videos, man. Like get on there, like in your car, put your phone up and like make a video documenting like I'm literally on the brink of like going broke because I'm putting all my savings into my company and here's why. And you literally make that video and let people follow the journey, the ups and the downs. I put Lucas Pachter's TikTok in there. He's doing very well. he documents his entire journey, like the ups, the downs, on his personal brand on that page, and he has a following of almost 500,000 on TikTok. Like yeah, and he's a young guy. He's like I think he's either like he's around my age, I'm pretty sure. So like if I were you, like I would not get so caught up in what to make. I would just genuinely document the journey or look at other people that are doing things like that and what to make videos. For you, it's more quantity over quality. So for like instance, like a talking head video in the car, what you just need to do is make sure the hook sounds really good. Now, if you're just like worrying about the perfectionist of it, the perfectionist aspect of it, what I want you to do is just like put your head down, like post for 30 days straight, put your head down and don't look at the views, don't look at nothing, just post it, like make the video and post it. Then after 30 days, look at it, not in like like that wasn't perfect, like blah, blah, blah. Just look at the data, see what videos did better than the others, and then do more of the videos that did well. So if people like you ranting in your car about your latest failure, or if people like you like making like a quick 6-second like looping video with a motivational quote on it of you just being like motivational in the gym or something like that, more views, then do more of that shit. You just don't know. And so like trying to be perfect, you get yourself stuck in analysis paralysis. And so you don't actually do anything. The only way you're gonna know what content to post, what's actually gonna work, is by actually just posting. People just get caught up in like, I don't want like the views to be bad, I don't want people to see it and clown me. Things like that. How many group chats the School of Hard Knocks team sent into in the first like 3 months of us posting? It was bad. Like hometown friends that we knew throwing our videos in group chats, and people would screenshot it and send it to me as bro, like this dude just like sent your reel, just like shit talking. And you know what? That same person likes my story every single time I post some shit with a millionaire that we interviewed on Hard Knocks. That same person that was clowning. So like for you, like you can't worry about that stuff. Don't worry about it being perfect. You just gotta document the journey and share it. Because I guarantee you, the fans that you get along the way, when you have those wins, it's gonna be like you're gonna look back in 2 years and just be like, holy crap, I have this audience of people that just like watch me kill it and do this shit. And like that's how you garner a personal brand, is by creating that connection with people. And people have so much more trust in you too. Like don't get on and just be like, here are 3 ways to grow your business. Because what business have you? You know what I mean? That's what we tried doing at first and it failed miserably. So like for you, like just document. I had a conversation with a multimillionaire today. Here are the 3 things I learned. See, the positioning is different. You're using his authority versus like your own. So.
Yeah, definitely. One more thing that could help with is that could also bring investors to me, that seeing me document my journey and things like that. So that's also an upside.
The best example of that, I don't know if you know his content, but Jay Hoovy.
Never heard of him.
So do you know the company Stan, the Stan store for creators?
Never heard of it.
Yeah, so his company's gonna do 50 million. I think close this year. And he Stanford Business, started exactly where you're at, trying to grow a company out the mud. And he just posted the process. And now it's coming to do 50 million. He started posting on TikTok like 3-4 years ago.
Interesting.
Just documenting. Straight up. He literally made a video to Hormozy, like dressed up in like Hormozy's like outfit and stuff, like asking him to invest in his company. So you're exactly right, get investors for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing ideas, man. I really appreciate your advice and I really appreciate your inputs. Definitely. Thanks so much.
I am sharing his account.
By the way, is the video going to be downloaded and uploaded on the School of Hard Knocks?
This video?
Yeah, this video.
Yeah, this will be dropped in the live call recordings.
Amazing. Perfect. I was walking around, I couldn't take notes.
Yeah, no, this will be recorded and posted.
Perfect.
So,
I'll definitely check those out. Thanks so much, Jack. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate it. All right, last one. Musa Khan.
Hi, Jack.
How you doing, brother?
How are you doing? Thank you so much. I appreciate that you are here, first of all. I have several questions. I just take a note and I'm going to ask. First of all, I'm going to tell you like about a little story. Then it's like not about just social media. It's like for creating company products and a part of social media. I'm a student. I'm a developer, web developer. But in this past 3 months, I decided to stop studying at university, and I ended before September. But I had plans to realize, and one of them was to create a company. I don't know first to create a company or to do like the website, like a web application, but both of them. And because that one will be a service company, I just take the service. I wanted to do that. And what can you tell me that it's better to create a company first and to work a little by a little, or just to do first of all the web application, after that going to create a company?
Can you repeat the question one more time?
It's better to create a company first, to open a company, or to to write the website, the codes, like the backside of the website and application.
When you say create the company, you mean like getting like an LLC?
Yeah.
So and when you're saying like creating like the website thing, is that like the website for your company, or is that like the
exactly the website for my company? I just wanted to have a service company that provides service. Then I was interested to know because I worked in the past, but I didn't like work for a few years, and I don't know.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Montreal.
Montreal. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure what like the like legal entity.
So sorry. May I ask you if you stop recording? Because I'm not that much. I don't feel that.
I'm sorry.
May I ask you if you stop recording? Like it's at the end and there is no people.
Are you asking me to stop the recording for this?
Yeah.
So I'll just say this: I'm not going to stop the recording for this. If you want like my private one-on-one time, like to talk about something private, like you can book like a one-on-one mentorship with me through the community. Like I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Okay. Just I wanted to ask like to do so sharp. I wanted to have a website application first, but I don't know to create a company or to do the website to how to go on after. And in other side, I just wanted to have the to establish that company. I need like financial, but some finance. But I need to start also to do as a seller in Amazon. In this moment, I don't know like which one I should do. Like to make the company first, then after that I should go to sell or to create the product.
All right. So one thing I'll say is like this calls for like social media questions. I'll just put that.
Yeah, I know, but it's like just one part of that one is related to social media. I will ask, but I just wanted to know this.
All right. So when you say create the company, you're saying like are you talking about like actually like filing for like a legal entity, or you mean just like I started a business?
No, actually for offshore to create a company.
So like I mean, typical rule of thumb that like I've gone and like we're having a guy to come on and talk about like legal entity and tax in like a couple weeks.
Yep.
And so, he pretty much like the rule of thumb he gave us is like when you're getting ready to like start like actually making like money from this, like it depends like what business structure you are. If you're like a business that needs funding and like you're like a startup, that's a little bit different. Like yeah, okay, like you probably want to trademark and get a legal entity in place like at the beginning. If this is a startup, because you're like but if you're more like a service-based business with like an application, things like that, then like, yeah, like you don't necessarily need the incorporation just yet until you start getting money. Then it's like, okay, like someone's actually gonna pay me for the service and things like that. Then like I would incorporate. But if you're like more like startup, since you're saying you're a developer, like you're like, I'm just like, what is the business? Are you building an app? Like what are you building?
I do app and website, both of them. But it's like how say, it's the future plan that I should to realize even from today or in future. But as I need like some finance, first of all, I don't know to start it on Amazon to sell products first and go. So like parallel with that one, I should create a company and work on my projects.
Okay.
But it's okay. I will take an appointment, like individual appointment. I will explain for you that on that. But
yeah, I'm personally having like a hard time understanding like what question you're asking me. Like, are you asking should I create my website or like incorporate my company first? But if the product is like the website, I'm just like not sure. Like, if you're not asking me about incorporation, you're just like, should I start my company? Just start the company. But if you're asking like, okay, when should I incorporate my company? Then that's the answer I just gave you. It was like, okay, like if it's a startup, then I would do it at the beginning. If it's not like a startup where you're gonna get investors, trademark, things like that, like then I would just do it once you start getting money. Because a lot of people they invest in the beginning, like, oh, I got the nice website and I got the LLC and I got the this and the that. When it's like they should be focused on getting customers and like building a really good product. So it's like when you say the problem I'm having a hard time understanding is like I'm not sure is the product like the website you're building or or are you talking about like actual like web yeah I'm sorry I'm just like a little lost.
But it's okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's see. All right. Montana, we're a little bit over time, but like if this is a quick question, I can answer for you.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty quick, kind of. So I was just gonna say that like my goal, what I want to like really do is be like an ambassador. Like my long-term goal is to be like an ambassador for like Skims or like Fashion Nova, like the really big top brands, maybe Nike and stuff like that. I just don't know where to start as far as posting content. Like I have all the stuff that I need. I just really don't know what I need to do, as far as posting, strategizing, marketing, things like that. So that's really my question. As far as when it comes to like social media.
Like so, I mean, are you trying to like get in contact with like these brands, or are you just trying to like post like what type of content are you creating?
Eventually, yes. Just like me, like maybe like short clips, like maybe just like in their some of their clothing brands and just like tag them. You know what I mean? Like eventually work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I would just like make a list of like the brands that you really like, that like you want. I would if you don't have like the influencer status to get it for free, then like I would start working on building your personal brand, just around like a couple core topics that you really like. We kind of mentioned this earlier, but like basically like pick like 4 or 5 things that like kind of encompass your personal brand that you really want to like make content about. Take like the top 2, and that's the majority of your content, and the other like 2 or 3 other things like you could make videos about. Like I would just go all in on your personal brand, make one of those pillars fashion, and like fashion or makeup, whatever like the brand is that you're wanting to like whatever in line with like the product that you're wanting to get. And then like as you're starting to get traction, like basically like I would look at a lot of creators that are like crushing it on like TikTok Shop, and I would make videos like that. And pretty much, like basically once you start getting a little bit of a following, I would just send emails to all the brands that you like and try to get in contact.
Okay, that's kind of what I was kind of basing around.
Use LinkedIn and get in contact with the marketing managers. Like you can use a tool called Leadleaper to scrape the emails off of different LinkedIn profiles.
Okay.
And so that should help you with that. And then like I'm just really building a personal brand because like though like. And I would study the people that are currently doing what you want to do. Like what type of videos are they putting out? Just emulate them. There's like so many different, fashion influencers, things like that. I would just make like the same content.
Okay, and also I was going to ask, so should I like start building up my page now, Instagram, like kind of like tweak it to where I just do it to like fashion influencer, or should I like start making a whole new page? That's my question as well.
So like what's your personal page look like now? Is it just like a normal personal Instagram account?
Yeah, I have like just normal like pictures and stuff. I have like about 3K followers. I think between 3 and 4. I think I'm almost at 4.
I mean you could keep it the same. It just depends on like do you care about like the opinions of the people that follow you. That's just like because most of my friends like when they try to start posting content on their personal account, they never do it what I tell them to do. Because like they're so worried about what so and so from high school, so from college just following them on their personal. They don't want to posting the content. So if that's an issue for you, I would make a separate account and try to grow up from scratch. But if it's not an issue for you, then you can definitely post on your personal account and just save up the haters.
Yeah, definitely that for sure. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Okay. That's pretty much what I was just gonna ask. I'm not keeping it short, so I wrote down everything you just said. So
awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you guys.
No, Jack, just wanted to say you're a G man. I appreciate you I've been here the entire time, bro. And you're working, bro. You're putting in that work. I'm just letting you know, man to man, I appreciate you. Thanks for the hustle and thanks for your work.
Thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate you, man. Great questions earlier. I appreciate everybody on the call. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Everybody keep crushing it with social, and I look forward to talking with all you guys in the community. I had fun. So, thank you guys.